Good evening, gang. It's Friday night. Da 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 da. All that song like that. That's in the charts on the moment. I don't know what it's called. Is it Reton? Something like that. I was playing that this morning for Vera. Good evening, gang. It's Friday night. Friday the 7th of May. 2021. A very good evening to you and welcome to our little chat show coming to you from Bracknell in Royal Berkshire. Welcome along. I've been cleaning my windows today and I've decided it's so much easier with a than a spray. I mean, look, I've got one of these and I showed you this some months ago when I first bought it and it's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's like a little window hoover, right? So you get your sponge and some sort of soapy water, and you put it on the window, give it a little bit of elbow grease. Don't just wipe it on all pansy-like, dears. Put it on properly, give it a bit of elbow grease going like that. So you do that, and then you turn this on. Listen, gadget. I love it. Don't we love a gadget that makes noise? I feel like one of the lads driving around a little Vauxhall Nova with a noisy exhaust thing on the back, whatever that's called. Anyway, so you turn it on and then, like that. Now, to be honest, you can get one of those window cleaner things, without the actual vacuum section in it. And it's probably not much more difficult with one of those. I mean, I've had one of those before. It's getting those lines, you see. And what I do, so literally, if it's a wider window than that, which they all are, aren't they? If it's wide, I'll go like that, okay? Then I'll go like that if it's on that side, like that, right? Then I'll move it along a bit and wipe that little bit there with a clean cloth. And then I go down like that and wipe that bit. And again, so maybe 3 lots. And it's absolutely spotless. Spotless. When you put it down underneath. My brother-in-law told me that because you don't want to damage the rubber bit on it. Nothing worse than a damaged rubber, boys. Don't use damaged rubbers. You'll be disappointed. You'll be disappointed with the results in a few months' time if you do that, my darlings, okay? Never, ever use a damaged rubber. Very dangerous, okay? So put it upside down. Or it stands up like that. Shall we display it today on the show, shall we? Like that. And then after that, you get the cloth, just, like that for the little drip bits, and it's done. And you see straight through the window. Well, so that was the outside. So I did nearly all of them today, except the 2 windows on the side, which I can't really get up on a ladder on. And the thing is, when my window cleaner was here, before he moved over to Spain, he would open the window and then push something, and then it would kind of back on itself and you could get to it. Well, I don't know how to do that. I'm pushing this thing up there and up. I can't get the damn thing to do it. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, it's open and you're trying to do that side and you've got to hang out the window. Bit dangerous. I mean, you don't want me to fall out, do you? What do you mean if it's videoed? How rude. How rude. So it's a little bit more difficult like that. For the outside, so I haven't done those other 2. So then I thought I won't bother doing the inside. But I'll be honest, just before the show was on tonight, around about 7:20, I was in the kitchen making a cup of tea, and I noticed that the inside of the windows were a little bit dirty, and I thought I'll do those tomorrow. And then I thought, oh no, I'll just use this, right? So I sprayed it on, and I got my my cloth. Don't look anywhere near as good. It's much more difficult to clean it with this and this than it is with that. I mean, really, honestly, that's so quick. With this, you're rubbing it. Oh, there's a bit there. There's a bit there. Does that look all right? No, there's a line there. Oh, awful. Dreadful stuff. When I remember, once I tried window lean. You know that pink stuff? My mum used to use that window lean. What bloody hard work that is. God. You put a bit on the cloth, I think, if I remember rightly. And then, well, you just can't get rid of it once it's on the window. Can you? No, you're better off with the soapy water. Or I think some people talk about having vinegar and stuff like that, don't they? They add a bit of vinegar to the water. Anyway, good evening to you, gang. There's not too many of us here tonight, is there? I just noticed on there. If you're new to the show, welcome along. If you're trying to chat to me in the chat box, I'm not in the chat box. That's just for you to chat to each other. if you want to. If you want to join in on the show tonight, just text us a message there. There's a normal text number. It's not premium rate. Top left-hand corner of the... Is that left to you? Is that left? Or is it right? I don't know if that's left. That's left, isn't it? No, that's... Yeah, whatever. I don't know. In the top of the screen, either on the left or right, it's a text number. And those texts come straight onto my computer. It's not a phone number. If you try and ring it, no one will answer it, okay? The text number 07451 287 337. 07451 287 337. Or you can send us an email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Sometimes, I'll be honest with you, I do forget to do the email, so I kind of go for ages and ages without actually checking the emails. So apologies in advance if I do. All right. I can see Dan Woodhouse has been watching cat videos today. Oh, that's hours of fun, isn't it? Hours of fun cat videos. We love cat videos. George Bond is there as well. Good evening, George. He's just sent us an email in as well. Or the text number there. Okay, so let's just have a quick look at your text today, if so we've got anything coming in there. Hello to Mark Bowles. Good evening, Mark. Looking delightful as usual. I mean, can we have a new photo, please, Mark? Something else to ogle over. There he is, Mark, sitting there relaxed. Aren't you, my darling? Look at the crease in those trousers there. God's sake, man. Hello to you, Mark. Good morning, Mark. Can we have a new updated photo, please? I quite like the hair and all that and the sort of attitude on the face. Like that, you know, something sort of fairly ordinary, if you don't mind. Thank you. We like ordinary. We like ordinary. We do like ordinary. I'm very ordinary, aren't I? Good evening to Diane Jebb. Good evening to Mick Davenport. They're on holiday at the moment. Dawlish Warren. Are you on a little mobile Wi-Fi thing, are you there, Mick? Probably on a little box there. Good evening to Mick Davenport. Hello to Rachel Wheatland, who said, we've got one of those window cleaners. Aren't they good? They really are so good, those. I mean, seconds and the window's done. None of this rubbing business. Oh, dear, I can't be bothered to rub. Unless, of course, it's Mark Bold. Good evening to you. Hello to Gary Ross. Good evening, Gary. Welcome, Gary. Hello to you. And thank you for your thank you note earlier. Those of you that listen to the radio show, sometimes people send little thank you messages after the show's finished. Of course, I can't read them out because I'm finished. And once I've gone, I've gone. That's it. You can't get back into the system. So thank you for that, Gary. Good evening to Jason Hughes as well. Good evening, Jason. Vera's there. Hello to Vera. I hope your trip to the dentist went well. Well, I mean, yes, it did. Yes, it did. It was a good trip to the dentist, but okay, so I got there with great intrepidation. You don't want to get there too early. You know, I try and make myself busy before I go to the dentist. Let me just clear my throat. I try and make myself busy when I go to the dentist, before I go to the dentist. So I only get there a few minutes before, so you don't have to sit in the waiting room and look all nervous. Right, so I get up the stairs and go in there. Well, you always have to fill out a form when you go to the dentist. So I filled this form out, and literally a minute later they called me and it Mo the dentist. Well, it's a very different experience there. Very different experience, right? So I went in there and Mo's there. Hello, as friendly as always. He's a lovely man, Mo the dentist, and his assistant, you know, the nurse assistant. They are covered in head to toe with plastic. Seriously. They got a face shield, they got a mask, they got goggles on. Jesus Christ. I thought I was in some sort of nuclear establishment, dear. You know, something like that going on. But I sat down there. He said, you can take your mask off now. So off come the mask. And we're chatting away about things. Anyway, so he said, right, well, we'll get on with it. And we're not allowed to use any sort of aerosol stuff, anything that involves jetting air. And, of course, they do use a lot of that sort of thing in the dentist, don't they? You know, that thing. No, there's no glass to wash your mouth out afterwards. Nothing like that. Okay? So there he is. He got the rusty nail out and started pushing into my teeth with the rusty nail. Like that. Not great pressure, I have to say. Completely and utterly painless, pleasurable experience today. I know. And I'll tell you why. There was no bzzz going on. There was no scraping of plaque or anything like that. Now, whether or not that's how it has to be at the moment, or whether or not I just didn't need it, I don't know. But there was none of that. There was no polishing of the teeth. There was the machine I hate most is the ultrasonic plaque removing device. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. That makes a similar sound to a drill, doesn't it? And as the plaque is removed from the tooth head, from the teethy pegs. Yeah, and ends up in the bottom, and she comes with a suction do as it goes through like that. That's the weirdest noise, isn't it? That suction machine. Sucking out all the phlegm and blood and other particles from your mouth so that they don't disappear into your guts. So there's none of that going on. All it is basically is he's going around the mouth with the rusty nail, do that. So he did that. He then took a couple of x-rays to check on fillings. Okay, so he did that. When he did that, and the x-rays are wonderful now, aren't they? They come up straight away on the computer, No sending the film, no packaging your film up, taking it to the chemist and waiting 2 weeks for the film to be delivered. No, it comes straight up on a computer. So he said, well, yes, you're looking very good there. He said, I've got the very good news is your gums have stopped receding. He said, you've got really good teeth. He said, if you look here, it's a bit like being taken under a car, isn't it? You know what I mean, girls? We don't know what's going on under there. Well, you take it to the garage. Well, this is what we're going to do, mate. They open the bonnet. He said, there's a problem with that. And you look, oh, yeah, right, okay, yeah. I don't know what the bloody hell it is. What do I know? It's just a thing with wires going to it, or a belt on it, or a cap, what you put something in. I don't know what it is. I'm looking at this. Oh, yeah, right, okay. You're pretending to understand what's on the screen, the little picture of the teeth. And then I knew that, like, the solid white stuff, that's the fillings. And he said, your fillings are really good. He said, some of them are very, very old in it. Some of my fillings are like 30 years old. He said, but they're perfectly all right. He said, we're not going to touch them. And he said, your gums have stopped receding. Now, I've got a little thing wrong with me that I've had a long time and I will always have. This... before it was found out, one of the things that happens is that your gums recede. Probably because I left it so long to go in and be sorted. That's why. But you see, the thing is with stuff like that and other conditions, other medical conditions, right? Before you get them sorted or diagnosed or whatever, you're going downhill. So if that's someone normal, and I've never been normal. I've never, ever been normal, believe me. But if that's normal, you're there as well. And then you get something wrong with you. It could be a range of things, okay? All sorts of things. And, you start going down. Okay? So you go down like this. And various, depending on what particular medical condition you got, it could be your head, your blood, I don't know, your lungs, whatever it is, you start going downhill. And then the medical people intervene and they can stop that going down, right? But it doesn't go back up again. It just is stopped there, so it doesn't get any worse. And that's me, okay? So I've gone down sober with a couple of little bits and pieces inside me. I've gone down a bit like that, and we're there, and we're stopped there. Can't get back up there now, okay? Too late. Should have gone in earlier. But you kind of come back down there, and that's it. And he was saying my gums have completely stopped going backwards. So that's really good, isn't it? Because I suppose they measure them, do they? I mean, I'm not a dent. I don't know what they do in there, dear. With a rusty nail. Anyway, so he did that, showed me that, and then that was it. There was no descaling, no polishing. My teeth are still brown, are they? Are they still got the stains on? And he was telling me, Mo the dentist, they're not allowed to do any cosmetic work at the moment. They can't do like whitening or anything like that. The only time they can use the drill and the sucky thing is in an emergency. I don't know what would that constitute. Toothache of some sort, perhaps root canal. I know my nephew had root canal done, but that I suppose that would be considered a bit of an emergency, really, something like that. But for checkups, they can't use any of it. So I came out there. Sorry, I just banged my microphone then. Still £23.50 or whatever it was. £23! God's sake, where's my bloody discount? You ain't cleaned my teeth yet? God, where's my discount? No polish. I like that little round brush that goes around. Oh, and don't it feel nice afterwards when he's done that? Eh? That never hurts. That rounding polishing. That little rounding polishing thing. They do like that. I like that. No, none of that. You know, I mean, you can understand why, because when he's doing that, this stuff is spraying out all over the place, isn't it? That's why they've got like speckles on the wall in dentist surgeries to hide all the little bits of toothpaste that's going all over the place. Awful. £23.50. I'm sorry? Excuse me, you haven't brushed my teeth yet? I want my teeth brushed. Where's my teeth brushing? And he was also saying I've got good gaps in my teeth. And he can tell that I do flossing all the time. He said, it's because you do flossing that your teeth are in such a good state. And every time I go to the dentist, I tell you this, right? I've been at that National Health dentist. I couldn't remember how long it was. So the girl on the till, the girl on the till. I said, so when did I start coming down? Oh, sorry. My mate gave me this. Look, I love this. Look. Now, you see, if Mark Bowles was living there, he would have this next to him. You know, so all he'd have to do is press that and I would come running. Yes, anything you want, Mark. What do you want? Yeah, sit on the... yeah, okay, anything you want. Just let me know, Mark. You know, just presses the bell. And I would... As Tina, have you got one of those for Tina? No, I didn't think so. She wouldn't have any of that, mate, would she? Eh? I'd come running in my little French maid's outfit over to you, my love. Yes, can I help you? Yeah, he was saying about the flossing. Very, very important. Most people don't do it. Most people don't do the flossing. But I know, you know, bedtime. I always do it bedtime. And you get a little bit particle of food. It might be very tiny. But stuck up in your gum, that's going to go off, depending on what it is. Especially if it's a bit of rotten meat. Oh, God. I mean, it's bad enough eating dead animals, but for it to rot away in your mouth. No wonder so many of you got terrible breath. Stinks. God. Horrible. And he said, that's why I've got such good teeth. And I said to the girl, when did I start coming here? She said 2013, right? Which, as always, is much longer than you expect it to be. I was watching a TikTok video the other day, and this chap on there, he's quite funny actually, and he was saying the trouble is with life, blink, and 50 years has gone past. Am I right? Depending on your age. I know some of you are not 50. Literally, you know, you blink, and 50 years has gone past. I'm right, aren't I? How quick has that gone? What if I tell you someone born in 1990 is now 30 or 31 years old? Anyway, so that's what she said. I said, and in that 8 years, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, in that 8 years, right, since I've been going to the NHS dentist, I have had no work other than checkups. They have found no work to do. Before I went to the NHS dentist, I used to go to a private dentist. And I always tell you this story. Every time I go to the dentist, I used to go to the private one, right? I went to this private dentist for 8-10 years, okay? Twice a year. And they go on and on ringing you until you make an appointment. They don't leave it. Once that 6 months is up, they're on the bleeding phone. They were on my block list, actually, at one point. This is the private dentist that I used to go to, okay? And on every single occasion I went there, except one, they found work to do. Had to replace a filling. Had to do this. Had to do that. Just goes to show you, doesn't it? Every single time. So, I mean, thousands I spent there. Thousands. I would say £700-800 a year, at least, when I was going to that private dentist. NHS dentist, I've been there 8 years. Can't find anything wrong, ever. Never find anything wrong. I hope I'm not... I mean, touch wood. Touch wood. Next time I go, I need a whole new set of dentures. He'll have me on that chair, pulling them out with that old pair of rusty pliers. First of all, he'll go round with a rusty now. Then he says, sorry, they've all got to come out. You know, the nurse will be holding your head out like back like that, won't she? You know, out come the pliers. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I wonder if he used proper pliers, or like me, perhaps he has an adjustable spanner. Who's got an adjustable spanner? That's what I've got. I remember trying to do a little bit of work on a car once. This is like 25 years ago. And my brother-in-law, who's, of course, married to my sister now, they weren't married at the time. I think he came, he said, what are you doing? We're just trying to change that. He said, well, give us your spanner then. And I handed him my adjustable spanner. He said, haven't you got a proper one? I said, what do you mean a proper one? He said, like a box of different shaped spanners. I said, why do you need those? You just move that little wheel and it opens and closes, doesn't it? Wonderful little gadgets. No, you don't like those. What's wrong with an adjustable spanner, for God's sake? One spanner instead of a whole box of blooming heavy tools, and your arms coming out of its socket while you're trying to carry these bleeding tools around, isn't it? So heavy, dear, heavy. Anyway, so that was my trip to the dentist today. I still had to pay the full price, even though we didn't get any cleaning or ultrasonic stuff or polishing. Not even a glass of blue water or pink water. None of that. Nothing. And from there, I went to Greg's the Baker's. Failure at Greg's. Warning. Where's a warning noise here somewhere? Warning. Failure at Greg's. Shut up. Oh, hang on a minute. Just a minute. Shut up. So much noise. Failure at Greg's. Yes, first of all, there's a blooming great big long queue. Then again, it was like, 12:30 in the afternoon. So that's not surprising, really, is it? Anyway, so eventually I got to the front there and I ordered, I was going up to see my mate. I ordered, but first of all, I picked up 2 cheese salad baguettes thing, Vera. You know, those delicious tea. Cheese salad baguettes. I got to the front. I said, can I have 2 cheese and onion pasties, please? 2 vegetable pasties and a vegan sausage roll. He says, we haven't got any vegetable pasties at the moment. I said, oh, okay. Well, I'll just have the 2 cheese and onion pasties and then I looked down the front and they had those millionaire shortbreads. 4 of them in a packet. Large. Not like the ones in Starbucks, Where is it? I can't see the blooming biscuit. Where is it, dear? Eh? By the way, we'll be opening up a phone line a little bit later on, if you want to call in this evening, all right? They're large. These things are large. 4 of them in a packet. I thought, well, I'll have that instead then. So I gave him it. Do, beep, beep. Paid with my phone. I can do that. No problem anymore. Apple Pay. Beep, bing. And immediately it comes up on your phone, doesn't it? £11. £11. Well, it's cheaper than McDonald's anyway. So I've got the bag. Went back to my bicycle and I cycled up to my mate's house. Got into his house. I made some tea. He's not very well at the moment. I made some tea and it's not dead. Don't worry, it's not dead. He's just not well. I made the tea and we got 2 drinks as well because it was like one of those meal deal things. You see, I don't normally want the drink. I want a cup of tea. You can't carry a cup of tea on a bicycle. So I got an orange drink and I got him a Coca-Cola. And got the drinks out of the bag, got the sandwiches, got the milk. Where's the cheese and onion pasties? Oh, no. He's forgotten to put them in. He's forgotten to put in the cheese and onion pasties. I was horrified. I was going to horrified look now. Horrified. No cheese and onion pasties. We're going to sit there and starve to death. Dreadful. No cheese and onion pasties. Even before I picked up my cheese salad baguette, I'm on the phone. Greg's the Baker's, Bracknell. So, I shouldn't have told you that now because you're going to turn up there now and pretend you're me, aren't you? Tomorrow morning. Oh, what's this? Oh, that's come out of the COVID test kit. Look, where's that gone now? We're not doing another one tonight. No, that was bad enough the other night. I don't want to do another one of those. Oh, Christ. So I was straight on the phone and the manager answered. Tara. Good afternoon. Greg's the Baker's. Tara speaking. Can I help you? Oh, hello, Tara. So sorry to trouble you, dear. I've just been in and I bought... It comes to £11, but the cheese and onion pasties aren't in there. 2 cheese and... Oh, it's no problem at all. Are you around now? I said, no, I've left the town centre. What about tomorrow? Yeah, I can be in there tomorrow. She's come in and see me tomorrow. Ask for Tara. I'm the manager, and I'll give you I'll give you your 2 cheese and onion pasties. Happy days. Sorted. So not much of a moan, really. A minor foul. A minor foul. If you had been one of the Keir Starmer's lefty loonies, if you'd been one of those, or no, that's not right, not Keir Starmer. If you'd been one of Jerry Corbyn's lefty loonies who were offended by anything, you would now be having an anxiety attack, wouldn't you? Oh, I can't believe it. Greggs haven't given me my pasties. I can't cope. Oh, I can't cope my anxiety. Oh, I'm going to kill myself now. I'm going to jump off a bridge because I can't get my Greggs cheese and onion pasties. In the actual fact, probably Jason Hughes is a little bit like that, I would imagine, because he's a Greggs person, isn't he? Oh, can't cope with life. I can't get my Greggs cheese and onion pasties. Actually, I've seen YouTube videos from America, none from here. YouTube videos. Have you ever seen the woman asking for her chicken nuggets and then not having them at McDonald's? Have you seen that one? She goes mad. What is wrong with people? They've all got a screw loose. All of them. Anyway, so that was it. Put the phone down. Happy days. Tomorrow, free lunch. Although I wouldn't be able to survive lunch on just one cheese. Well, do I have to give the other one to my mate? Maybe not. Why should he have it? I'm paying it. I should be able to have both those myself, surely. I could have those and a vegetable pasty and a vegan sausage roll. That's a nice lunch, isn't it? Be quite nice. I don't think that's over the top at all, no. Why do you think that's a lot of money, a lot of food? It's not a lot of food. What, 3 items? What are you chatting about? So there was the Greggs fail today, Vera. Vera says, hi, Chris. I hope your trip to the dentist went well. When did I start reading this message out? It was about half an hour ago. I hope your trip to the dentist went well. Don't tell my mate that he's not getting the other pasty. Please don't tell him. I won't hear the end of it. I will not have the end of it. I too hate going to the dentist, especially when I know I have to have a filling and I haven't been for years. Oh, God, I wouldn't go now, Vera. They'll pull every one of your teeth out, my love. They'll be saying your head will be held back by the nurse while they're ripping out the little bits of bones protruding from your gums. Eh? I used to go to Harley Street. I do apologise. Oh, look at her. Oh, I used to go to Harley Street. Oh, look at posh Vera there tonight, isn't she? I used to go to Harley Street. Cool, talk about up your own arse. Can't believe it. Harley Street? Really? She's posh. Did you know that Vera was posh? Gosh. I used to go to Harley Street to have white fillings. They used to tip me upside down in the chair so that I couldn't slide out and escape. How does that work then? Oh, I'll hurt my back if I fall off this. How do you do that? I don't know how you do that. Go upside down in the chair to have your fillings done. So in order to numb the area, they'd have to get the biggest syringe. We said this the other day. They get the biggest syringe they can find and fill it up as much as possible. Otherwise, it won't work. Well, that's the other thing with those injections that you get in a dentist surgery. They're like this. These bloody needles, aren't they? Why are they so long and fearsome? I mean, if it was just a little one like that, it wouldn't worry you so much. But it's not. They're great big long needles. And they got a hole in the middle so that fluid goes straight into your head. And then the whole day, is my cheek sticking out? You're like that. You don't dare eat anything because if you bite your tongue, that blood will be gushing out of your mouth, darling. It'd be like projectile vomit, but not. It will be blood. Like that, wouldn't it? You'll be like that girl on The Exorcist with the head that swings round. Your mother, you know, that one. She says, let's have a look, Vera, where is it? In order to numb the area, yeah, we've done that. In the past, they have tried about 7 times before with the little syringes, and it never works. And as you know, they have to find the nerve each time, which feels like it's coming out your ears. Oh, Lord. The numbness lasts longer, but at least I'm not in pain. It's horrible. Horrible. Horrible, that blooming needle, isn't it? It really is. We've got a PayPal thing if you want to send a tip tonight as well. Okay. Gary, I should remember to put that up occasionally because... couple of you sometimes say, can you put the PayPal thing up for tips? So if you want to send a tip tonight, there's the thing there. Okay. All right. So, I think you should go, Vera. It's no use hiding under the tree, my love. Putting your head under the sand like an ostrich. They do that, don't they? Don't the ostriches put their heads in the sand? How do they breathe? How do they breathe? I always feel sorry for those little dogs with the squashed faces, don't you? And you can hear them struggling to breathe. I sound like a COVID patient, don't I? Those poor little dogs. Who decided that dogs like that should have a squashed face? Mind you, there's someone who's got a squashed face. She's one of the Labour woman. I think she might be in charge of the Labour money. Is it Annalise? Annalise someone. She looks like she's got a squashed face, doesn't she? Poor dogs. I feel sorry for them. I really do. Onward, let's read some messages. It's lovely, Chris. Hello, Chris Tuhoy. Tahoy. Tahoy. How rude putting the phone down on me earlier. There's a reason for that, Chris. There's a reason. I forgot. Yesterday was Emily's birthday, great niece Emily. She was 8 yesterday, I think, right? I forgot. Incorrect. I didn't forget. When I rang, it was like 7 o'clock, which is too late. They're in bed by then. They're in Cyprus, 2-hour difference. So today, I tried to ring again. I couldn't get through again today, but she rang at that point when you was on the phone. Right? I thought, well, I don't want to get this wrong. Listen, if I muck up with my niece, all hell breaks loose. Phone calls start coming, text messages and things like that. You forgot my kids, but it's all a bit like that. It really is. And I start getting messages from my sister. You've upset Tracy. Oh, what have I done? You forgot this. Well, I didn't forget. I just rang too late. So anyway, so what happened is that she rang. So then I've been able to do it. Been able to do it now. Happy birthday to you. Now, James, he's the smaller one. He's 4. I think he's 4. Right, but he was in the picture and said, "Get Emily, get Emily, get Emily." So I've sung her the tune and all that, and then they were outside at the swimming pool, so they couldn't quite hear me properly because I knew that because when I was talking, they were coming back with something else, and I thought you're either not listening, which is possible. Does anyone listen anymore? Which is possible. They're either not listening or they can't hear me. So I kind of, said goodbye and that was it, And then I came back up, and I've still got to ring again, Chris. Still got to ring again. That's why I had to drop you. You've been dropped. Dropped. Bye, bitch. Bye. You've been dropped. I came back up here and I'm looking online. Happy birthday to James, and I thought, oh no, you've forgotten his birthday. It was his birthday. It was hers yesterday, and his today. So now I'm going to have to make another grovelling phone call tomorrow. Probably wait for her to call again. Oh, I've got it so wrong. So that's why, dear. That's why. It's nothing to do with not loving you intently, darling. All right. Good evening to John Child. Evening, John. Bored of watching local election results, so decided to watch you instead. Oh, I know what you mean. Oh, dear. Oh, don't it go on and on. Boris seems to have done quite well again. Dear me. Someone put... we don't do politics on here. We don't. You know what way I swing. I don't keep that a secret, but we don't really do it on here. Not really. Someone put a post on Facebook and said the trouble with Labour is you don't know which way they're going. They seem to not be able to know. And 1 minute you've got Jeremy Corbyn pulling it that way, then the next bloke pulls it that way. Well, I mean, what way are they going to go? And I think that's possibly what their problem is. You don't know where they're going to go next, whereas you kind of know where they're going to go. And all the other parties, well, I mean, it's a little bit of a waste of time, isn't it? All the others, you might get one one from, I don't know, couple from the Green Party there, or a couple from Liberal Democrat. Well, that's all over for them at the moment, isn't it? They're just not doing anything. So it's either one or the other. And let's be honest, it's been like that for years, isn't it? You know, but how do you vote for someone you don't really know what they're going to do next? That's the problem. And I don't know how you get out of that. How you'd get out of that situation. So hello to you, John. I hope you find us more entertaining doing squashed face Annalise dog impressions. You can hear them coughing as they bark, can't you, those poor little dogs, and struggling for breath. Like that, a bit like that. Poor little squashed face dogs. They really are. Evening to John Paris. Hello, John. 7th of May, let's have a look. They're in their new house now. I'm pleased you are. Is it cold up there? It's been really nice and sunny here today, I have to say. It's been a really nice day here in Berkshire. Steve Allen's back. Good. Did he say what's wrong, John? Or has he not said? I don't think he's going to tell you. I don't think he's going to tell us, because he didn't do before, did he? So what's up with Steve there? Someone told me Daniel is your love child. I thought I could see some sort of resemblance, dear. No, dear. Not me. Not me. Not me. There's a text from someone finishing 77. I don't know who you are. Do you want to text back and let us know who you are? I'd like to know, sort of, I can say your name, sort of your first name and where you are, right? You know, like Mark space Chris's bedroom, something like that, you know. So whereabouts are you there? It says, evening, Chris. Thoughts on Gemma Collins' weight loss? Photoshop. Photoshop, probably. She loses it. She puts it on. It's just all publicity. It's all publicity. I don't think she loses that. It might drop down a bit and then she goes back on the pasties. The same as me, to be fair. Some people have a great difficulty in losing weight. It's a lot of it's to do with willpower, I tell you. It's difficult. I know that. Once again, I'm not getting into the shirts I was able to get into a few weeks ago. You know, it's just how it is. And she's the same. She's the same. But a lot of it's to do with the publicity, people looking after her publicity. Oh, quickly, let's do another weight loss, see if we can get in the papers again. You've got to keep your name up there all the time, you see. Because once you've disappeared from there, that's it. Everyone forgets you. That's true. Everyone forgets you once you've disappeared. So I think that's why it says James Argent has a gastric band. Yeah, who is this then sending these in? Finishing 77. Tell us your name, all right? James Argent has had a gastric band. Yeah, we did that a couple of weeks ago. I didn't realise what a dangerous operation it was. It really is. And things can go wrong. You can. Well, I mean, you know, the most easy of operations. Sometimes they put you under with the anaesthetics, and you just don't wake up, or you have a heart attack on the table. It's one of the risks of operations, isn't it? One of those things. You know, if you want to do an operation without going into hospital, you're much better to get that game out. Operation. Did you have that at Christmas? You know, with like a flat thing with little metal holes in it with various different organs. And you've got to get the tweezers, haven't you? And get the organ. Okay, next person. Like that, weren't it? You know, did you do that operation? Such a simple game. And yet, so much fun. Even more fun if you do it on an actual human being. You know, just lay them on the table, open them up, get a pair of larger tweezers and remove their organs one at a time. What do you mean what you're going to do with them? Just give them to the dog. One of those dogs with the flat faces. Perhaps Annalise would like to have some of them. Just a suggestion. Just a suggestion. Good evening to Maureen. Evening to you, Maureen. Welcome along to our little show, Maureen. Good evening, Maureen. There's Sherry. Hello, Sherry. Sherry Parish in the house. She says, hello, Chris. Great to see you again to cheer us up. You're our Steve Allen at night. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Thank you. Mark Bowles said, I'll ring your bell. You ring this bell anytime and I'll ring yours, my darling. Loud. Ah! I'll have to know you'll make the neighbours knock on the door the way you are, dear. So rough. Honestly, these people that think they can have their wicked way with me, you know, just by saying hello. Shocking state of affairs. Good evening to Paul in Cornwall. Good evening, Paul. Cold and windy in Cornwall. A week of radio back on Friday. He's back on the radio. A week off radio. Oh, you're back off, are you? Are you having a little week off? Why is that then? Can you not get up early? Come on, dear. Open those eyes. Bright eyes, burning like fire. Yeah, if you've just gone to the dentist, you could have the fire coming out your eyes and the blood pouring out your mouth after you've bitten your tongue after that blooming numbing injection thing. Oh! Well, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't be in pain if you bit your tongue then, would you? I seem to go through periods where I keep biting my tongue. Happened up at my sister's, actually. Now, where were we? What had I done? I'd been to the baker's. No. I'd been to Sainsbury's, where she is in Woodhall Spa. Bought lovely tiger flute thing. French tiger. What's that called? You know, the long tiger breads like that. Like a French stick. One of those. Right, so I took that round my sister's house. Oh, in come the brother-in-law and my sister helping themselves. Well, I was going to have the whole thing myself. No chance of that. Next time I went, I bloody took two. Yeah, that's for you. Why have you bought us one? 'Cause you ate mine last time, that's why. Anyway, so she's usually got the stuff in there, cheese and stuff like that. She makes the most delicious coleslaw, my sister. Oh, delicious. So she fills up this thing with the stuff, and we ate that, and I'm eating away at there, and I bit my bloody tongue. And it was a big bite, you know, when you look, and blood was pouring out of my mouth, it was. Awful. And then for a couple of days afterwards, you got that white... Isn't it funny how quickly the tongue heals? Because it doesn't bleed for very long at all, does it? Even in the most deepest bite on the tongue doesn't seem to make it bleed for very long. You know, maybe 5-10 minutes, and that's it. Then it scabs over. Well, it doesn't scab. It gets that, like, white thing. And then a couple of days later, it's, like, completely new. Let me show you my tongue now. See? There's my tongue. I noticed on all the TikToks, a lot of the... Is it the girls as well? No, it's the boys. A lot of the lads, they had their photos taken like that now. What's all that? Why do they stick their tongue out when they're having their photo taken? Chris, are you still with us? You do that, don't you? Chris does that. Right, I had to bang down the phone on earlier. I don't know. Nothing to do with me, dear. Nothing to do with me. Yes, and this white, it kind of scabs over. But then for a couple of days, you've got this, and you like that in your tongue. It feels like there's something stuck on your tongue, which of course there is, but it isn't. It's part of you. And, oh, it's horrible. Even worse than that is when you damage the roof of your mouth. You know, and you get a little blood blister or so, or even worse than that, right at the back of the throat. Because it feels like you've got something stuck in your throat, but it's not. It's like a blister come up, isn't it? Horrible, that is. Horrible. Good evening to Fran Green. Good evening. The both cheese and onion pasties for you. I think so. I think so, Fran. I blooming bought them. Why should he have one? I'll keep them to myself. Thank you very much. Evening, Fran. Hello to Ollie K. Good evening, Ollie. How was your school this week? Hope you're well there. Am I late by any chance? 2028. Ollie's late. You know what that means. Pain and suffering for you, my dear. 28 minutes. Well, you should have one of those, really, for every minute, but we haven't got time, dear. You know, I haven't even gotten to my subject yet. We've been here 45 minutes. I could be here for 6 hours tonight. Who's paying me for that? No one. Thank you. Gary Ross. They tip you upside down in Harley Street to make sure you get the last penny falling out your pocket. Well, according to Vera, that doesn't bother her at all. She's not bothered. She's not bothered. She's got the cash, mate. She's got the cash to go up Harley Street. I haven't got the cash to go there. I haven't got a credit card. I suppose I could use that. Huh? What a cheek. Isn't it funny how the other half live? And she probably gets, you know, and probably got a car. Car comes and picks her up and takes her to the dentist, holds her upside down, shakes all the money out of her pocket and then drops her home again afterwards. Well, depending on how much money came out of her pocket. Otherwise, I'm sorry, love, you'll have to get the bus home. You haven't paid us enough. Good evening to Alan Ross. Hello, Alan. Just joined. No idea what I've missed. No, neither have we. Neither have we, Alan. We don't know what we're doing here. We don't know what I'm doing it. And it's funny you should appear at Alan Ross is on the radio tonight, gang. Reach on air, midnight till 3 a.m. How you getting on with that extra hour now, Alan? You've been doing it for a while, haven't you? It's a long show. Well, it's not a long show, actually. Most shows, most radio shows are sort of 4 hours, aren't they? 3 hours is, but midnight to 3, it's quite a long time, isn't it? How's that going for you? I hope it's going well. But I have a new gadget, Alan, actually. I've got a new gadget downstairs. My friend DJ Chris, he gave me his Amazon base. Oh, I should have brought that up, shouldn't I, really? No, I can't. It's plugged in now. I could have brought it up. An Amazon base thing. Base unit. Base boomer. The boom, 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 boom. So downstairs I've got an Amazon show, the little TV one. Okay? What I play. I listen to the radio on it and stuff like that. But I'll be able to listen to you a bit on that. They're fantastic. My God, the difference that's made to the sound. Unbelievable. And you could have it really loud if you wanted. Obviously, I don't want to upset the neighbours or anything, but it's really made a huge difference. That beautiful bass sound. Oh, it's lovely, Alan. So I might hear your dulcet tones on there just after midnight tonight. Because you've got quite a deep nighttime voice. So I've just got that gadget. Very, very good indeed. Alan says, sorry I'm late. Blame the grandchildren. Regarding dentists, I took ages to go to the dentist because I was terrified. I think the same as everyone else, to be honest, Alan. The female dentist, apart from being gorgeous, built up my confidence and trust over the years. And now she's left, so I'm back to square one. Oh, dear. Just as well as don't have many teeth of my own left. Oh, Alan, I've lost none of my teeth. I had 4 teeth removed when I had buck tooth. I was like that. And they removed 4 teeth and then pulled the other one back over a period of years, actually, with braces and things like that. But I've lost none of my teeth. I've always taught by my parents to always look after them. My parents both had false teeth, and my nan. But that was a period of time, wasn't it? I don't think most people had false teeth who were born sort of in the 30s, 40s, maybe 50s as well. By the time we were in the 60s, they sort of understood teeth a bit more, didn't they? And I always do the flossing at night. I brush them twice a day usually. Just before bed with the floss in, and then just before my afternoon sleep usually. That's when I do mine, Alan. You've got to go back there, Alan. You've got to go back. You've got to go back. 77 says the bone in the game of Operation was the most difficult one to get out of the thing. It was small, wasn't it? You remember that game, Operation? Hello to Paul in Amsterdam. Good evening, Paul. He says, evening from a chilly Amsterdam surrounded by packing boxes at the moment. Boy is moving a lot of work. Oh, God, are you doing moving? Oh, I only ever done it once. Well, yeah, once. I mean, obviously I moved out of my mum's house into my 1-bedroom flat. That wasn't really moving. I did it a little bit at a time, eventually finishing with a bed. Mum was so disappointed I moved out. She was. I mean, I moved out once when I got married and moved back 9 months later because that didn't work. And I was with mum's. And when the divorce come through, I thought I'll try and buy a flat. And I bought, ex-council, off the council, a huge discount, the Thatcher scheme and all that. So I bought it like that. And then I moved out. And my mum was ever so upset, really. She didn't want me to move out. Couldn't understand why I wanted to, really. Didn't have the heart to tell her I wanted to have boys come round. It was all very secret then, wasn't it? All very secret. How old was I? 23. It was 23, I think I was at the time. But you do want your own freedom, didn't you? I suppose no one wants their children to move out. Is Vectis with us? I bet you don't want yours to move out. Callum and Shania, do you, Vectis? I bet you don't. Some people don't move out, do they? They don't. My cousin Helen, she's still with her mum. It's cousin Helen, Auntie Marion, and Uncle Terry was her daddy. Died a few years ago now, so it's just the two of them. I don't know what Helen will do when her mum when passes over, because she's like in her 80s and that. Lovely people, got all great family. There's no one in the family that we don't like. No one, not one member. We like them all, aunts and uncles and cousins and You know, things like that. It's wonderful, really. Paul says, Tina has sent you 2 pictures, apparently. Oh, hang on, let's have a look. Thank you, Tina. Yeah, we like that one. Is that the one I've got already? We like the one of you with a pint of lager. And the bottle of lager in the hot tub. That's nice, but it's not as nice as the other one. Right, they'll be up for the people on the next show on Monday, okay? They'll be up for you on Monday. I don't think there's going to be a show on Wednesday. I've got to pop back to the pub. The Central Station pub, and hopefully be able to do a video then. I was going to do one last night, but to be honest, it's not ready to be videoed yet. I looked and I thought, no, this is not ready yet. You know, so they're going to do a little bit more, and hopefully it'll be ready by Wednesday. So there probably won't be a video, a show on Wednesday. Mind you, I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to go down to the pub on Wednesday because I've got my second vaccination on Tuesday. Now, I didn't have too much of a problem with the first one, just a bit of tiredness on the next day. If I have a problem, obviously I won't be able to do something on Wednesday, so we'll have to just see how that goes. But my vaccination is Tuesday. Usually if I get some sort of side effects, it will be after I've had a sleep in the afternoon, that night. Yeah, that's how it kind of works. So my vaccination on Tuesday is at 11:20 in the morning. Then I'll go through the day. I'll be fine straight away afterwards. So I'll be able to go about my normal business, have lunch, go to bed. Now, when I get up, that's when, if there's something wrong, it will hit, like tiredness or something. So I just have to see about Wednesday. But I don't think there's going to be a show Wednesday night next week. All right. Tina, fantastic photographs. Thank you very much, darling. Thank you, Tina. Luke Trot, we'll have those on the show on Monday. Luke Trot, hello, says, I hope you're not live for 6 hours. Why don't you want me on here for 6 hours? I could be, I suppose. I've never done a 6-hour show. You know, I felt sorry for old Hugh Edwards. Poor old Hugh Edwards, innit? How long's he been on for? Did he have a break at night or not? Hugh Edwards, he was on last night at 10 o'clock when they started the all the old election stuff. Well, I turned on tonight, 6 o'clock at night, after my little sleep. The TV woke me up. He's still there. How does he do that? Must be on Pro Plus. Do you remember those caffeine tablets? Pro Plus. You don't want too many of those. They can make you sick. It gives you the runs. I don't like the runs, do you? You know, it's even worse if you're gay having runs and you're meeting someone. They don't like that, darling. They don't like that. Thank you, Luke. Vera says her trip to Harley Street was 10 years. It was years ago and she paid by instalments. Blimey. Harley Street. Gosh. Very good evening to Adam the Plumber, who says, good evening, Chris, and happy Friday. Sorry I'm a bit late. Do I look impressed? Do I look impressed for people who are late? Very disappointed. Very, very disappointing. You know, what if you'd come down and fixed my toilet, my poo pipe in the toilet, and I was late in paying you? Huh? How does that feel? Well, now you know how it feels to me tonight, to have you late turning up at my show. She says, sorry I'm a bit late, dear, but I've been listening and catching up on the radio and rewind for all this week's shows of yours. I've been inundated with work and not had time to listen this weekend. I plan to do nothing as I work nearly 60 hours this week. Well, thank God one of us is working, dear. I mean, my one night back at Central Station, it's only one night, but it's better than nothing, you know. He says, Chris, it's very important to look after your teeth. I've had all mine teeth. They go in a glass at night time. Adam's got false teeth. He lost his teeth. He was addicted to Coca-Cola. Seriously. He'll tell you. He was addicted to Coca-Cola. He would be drinking, how many of those bottles a day? Am I right in thinking 3? 3 bottles. 3 of those great big bottles of Coca-Cola a day Adam used to drink. I think it's 3. He'll come back to us in a minute with that information, hopefully. Did you hear Swish's Club and Dance remix earlier on the bass speaker? Best way to hear Club and Dance. No, I didn't. But as I say, Fran, it's really good. That bass speaker is really, I'm so pleased with it. Even more happy that I haven't had to pay for it. DJ Chris. If he doesn't want stuff, he just gives it away to people. I'm the same, actually. The hassle of selling stuff on eBay, I can't be arsed with it. Can't be arsed with it. You know, then you say, oh, there's something wrong with it. Oh, I can't be bothered. So I do the same. As I say, I've given away stuff before. Laptops. Actually, funnily enough, I've got DJs will know this one. A Technis SL1210. Yes, you know what that is, don't you? A Technis SL1210. I'm about to give that away. While I was at my sister's house, my nephew, he brought down this box of old records. And when I say old, he's 24, right? Baby on the way. Beautiful girlfriend called Charlotte. He bought this box of records. I said, what's that? Oh, it's Doreen's old record. Now, Doreen is my brother-in-law's mother, was my brother-in-law's mother. She's sadly no longer with us. She's been gone a couple of years now. But he had this box of records, and I think maybe some of them were my brother-in-law's father's as well. So he's bought this box of records down. All old stuff in there. You know, old country singers like Boxcar Willie. And might have been some Sinatra in there, that sort of stuff. And he loves them. He likes playing them on the record players. So he's got this old record player. I said, well, I've got a 1210 at home. I said, I think I've only got one left now because I had two. I gave one away to someone. No, I sold it. Gave one away. I said, do you want my 1210? No, it's all right with this one. Anyway, next day, I think my sister texted me and said, Jimmy said, can he have that 1210? I said, yeah, of course he can. So I'm going to give him my Technics 1210 because I don't use it. What's the point? You know, people hold on to stuff and they're never going to use it again. Never. Not really. You know, it's not going to happen, is it? So I'm going to give that to him. You know, I do give stuff away. You could probably sell that. I could probably sell that for about 300 quid, actually. They're highly, highly valuable prized items to buy. Technics 1210s. Have a look on eBay. Fully working. Actually, when I say fully working, it may well need a couple of phono plugs put on, soldered on the end. If I remember rightly, I think one of them was a little bit dodgy, but you'll find out. You know, just plug it into the old record player and it's got needle and everything in it. Wonderful Technics 1210s. Paul's moving to Ashford in Kent. Are you in June? Well, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Alan Ross says he still enjoy doing the 3 hours. Only 2 hours tonight, though. The chart of 1981. 1981. Alan Ross tonight. Reach on air. In the first hour. 1982 in the second. 1982. I could do all the jingles, Alan. Did you want to record that, darling? Stand by with your recording and I'll give you a couple of year checks, all right? Stand by, Alan. I'll do those at the end of your message. He says, got a brand new entry straight in at number 1 this week in 81. Regarding teeth, I have to have one front tooth removed after an accident. Then I got a gum infection, which meant more removed. Oh, sorry about that. I tried to look after what I've had left. Gosh. Right, I'm going to do your 2 jingles now. Are you ready? Here we go. 1981. 1982. There you go. You can cut those up. Play with those. Free of charge, Alan. I give it all away, don't I? Give it all away. Steve says, when will you start live streaming the karaoke again if the trial goes well? I hope so. But I don't know yet. Not at first. Also, the internet's not fantastic down there. So we might not be able to do it. If I've got a 4G, I could do it over my 4G. That'd be all right. But not at first. I've just got to get it going first, all right? Thank you. Mark Bowles says he's never a latecomer. He always arrives in time. Well, let's hope that's not too quickly, Mark. We'll leave that one there. Ollie K, 1 hour's detention for Adam tonight. I think so. I'm tempted to go on for 6 hours tonight, actually. I am tempted to go on for 6 hours tonight. You know, just to punish the people who are late. Force them to sit there. I'll know if you go early. Believe me. I watch those numbers here, darling. Dropping off when certain people call in. I won't say who. Certain people are not popular when they call in. Some people are. I am extremely unpopular, as you can see from the numbers now. They're waiting for an interesting caller. There's the crap coming out of my mouth for the last hour. Luke Trott was only 25 minutes late. 25 minutes is 25 minutes, Luke. Very disappointed. Very disappointed. Once again, gang, if you've not been to the show for a while and you're trying to send me a message on the chat box or as a comment, perhaps you're watching on the Facebook Live, if you put a comment there and you're trying to get to me like that, I can't see that. You've got to send a text or an email. Text number up there, 07451 287 337, or do an email, okay? Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Either of those methods to get your message straight to me. And Adam the Plumber said, it was 2 litre bottles of cola and he'd be drinking 2 or 3 a day of those. I'm surprised I never ended up with diabetes. That's how he lost all his teeth. He doesn't mind me telling you that. You know, you wouldn't know though. You know, false teeth are so good these days that you know, you can't really tell, can you? Excellent. Alan's got the jingles. Okay, they'll be on the show tonight. I still use some of the others you did on your YouTube shows for me a while ago. Is there any others you want, Alan? We can do a few more tonight if you want. Just send us your script. Sparky as well. I'm happy to sing you a little thing. I'm sorry I haven't got an instrument behind me. No instruments here, I'm afraid, at all. No instruments, all right? Okie doke. So no dentist, no discount at the dentist. Failure at Greg's. Snow White. Here we go, Snow White, gang. Yep. It's the woke clot again. It's the woke clot again. Daily Mail, the coronavirus pandemic has destroyed millions of lives, wrecked global economies, stolen our basic freedoms, and left us all feeling deeply, deeply fed up. We are, aren't we? Aren't we? I'm fed up doing nothing. Hello to Johnny F. Good evening, Johnny. Welcome to our little chat show. I hope you enjoy it tonight. It's your first time with us, isn't it, Johnny? I hope you like this. Just a little bit of fun, really. We do have a fun. By the way, we'll be opening the phone line in a moment or two, gang, so you can call in if you want to. It goes on. As for the poor countries of India and Brazil, it's all now involved into a raging catastrophe of horrific proportions. And you cannot, I don't believe you can't be emotional watching what's going in both India and Brazil. We don't talk about Brazil much. It's really bad there as well. Thousands of people dying. It's just awful. And I am a great believer in sharing the vaccine thing. I think this is possibly the only way out of it, the vaccine thing. Look how well we're doing here. I mean, that's why the Blue have got in so well, I think, to be honest, because of the vaccine rollout. Had they have had this election this time last year, I don't think he would have done so well. But I think a lot of it's to do with the Brexit thing and the vaccine as well going so well. That's what's pulled him up. But that's another thing altogether. I do think we should share vaccines. One of the questions, should we share it now or when we've finished vaccinating our own people? That's a difficult one, isn't it? I'm sure many of you, most of you possibly will be thinking, no, we should vaccinate our own first before we send it abroad. And remember, I also believe that no one is safe until everyone's safe. Unless, of course, you close the country completely. No one in, no one out. Everyone's vaccinated. We're all happy. But you could never leave the country. Because the moment someone leaves and comes back again, they might bring it in. Do you see what I mean? So everyone in the world has to be done. It's a massive task. Massive task. You know, the tiniest tribes that are living in a forest in, I don't know, wherever, Brazil, Africa, little tribes of people. They've all got to be done. Everyone has to be done. Anyway, on to this story. The latest target of the whiny self-righteousness is Disney's new revamped Snow White's Enchanted Wish ride at the theme park in Anaheim, California, which has just reopened after 400 days. Here come the woke brigade again. Oh, we're really offended by that. Pathetic snowflakes. They are pathetic. And remember, with the woke brigade, if you don't agree with what they think about, then you are evil and you must die and you should have all rights and you should be silenced. This is how they think. We sit here and we listen to it all, right? They come out with all this crap time and time again. We sit here and listen. The moment we reply, they don't like that. They try and cancel it all, don't they? Can't do that on YouTube, sunshine. Not unless you're being nasty to someone. I'm not being nasty to anyone. There's not a bad bone in my body, as you well know. But these people, unless you agree with their opinion, they hate you. What the hell is all that about? How did we get to that? Do we hate them for this? I don't hate them for this. But listen to my half side of the story as well. No, they don't want to listen. No, not listening. Terrible. Anyway, changes to the ride, it says here. It's like a theme park ride. I love the Disney thing, you know that. I'm desperate to go to Disney again soon. Changes to the ride, which was originally called Snow White's Scary Adventure and has existed in various forms since 1955 without offending anyone. People never used to get offended. They just turn it off or don't go on the bloody ride. Why'd you have to open your mouth? Just don't go on the ride. Move on to something else. Eh? Including new audio and visual technology, laser projections, and state-of-the-art animation system. These rides on Disney are not cheap to make. When you go on there and you spend your 60, 70, 80 quid a day, you are getting value for money. These are for fortune to make all these things. Disney said visitors would be absolutely blown away by this dazzling attraction and such a sweet storyline. However, it now ends with the famous scene from the smash hit movie of the iconic True Love's kiss between the prince and Snow White as she sleeps. Problem with that? Snow White asleep there? Will remain asleep until someone kisses her. That's the blooming story. Beautiful prince comes along, someone like Mark Bowles perhaps. Right? Mark Bowles comes along. Kisses Chris on the lips. Snow White on the lips. Happy days. She wakes up. They fall in love. Get married. Happy ending. Not with a woke brigade. Oh, no. Not with a woke brigade. However, it says this addition to the ride has sent the wokies. I mean, this is a new expression. I've never heard that one before. Wokies. The wokies out of their minds because they say the prince didn't get consent before kissing Snow White and therefore is a sickening sexual predator whose actions will encourage others to commit similar acts of depravity. They have a screw loose. These people have a screw loose. They absolutely have a screw loose. Don't they? Now, when you was a child and you watched that, even as an adult, you watched that film, did that ever come into your mind, what I've just said to you there? That Snow White how can she say yes if she's asleep? And if he doesn't kiss her, she's never going to wake up again. I know what I'd rather do. I'd happily lay there, waiting. Come on, Mark, give us a kiss. Waiting. Not this lot. The wokies have gone mad because the prince didn't get consent before kissing. It's a bloody cartoon, for God's sake. It's a cartoon. It's a story. It's a fairy story. Oh, don't say fairy, it'll upset the gays. Call me fairy as much as you want. I'm very happy to come around with my magic wand and do things for you. Ding, 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 ding. Magic, magic, magic all over the world. So that's the story there. And then the Daily Mail goes on to explain the whole story and a spell goes on her which sends her to sleep and she will be asleep forevermore unless someone comes and kisses her. That's what would you rather? Would you rather be asleep forevermore? Mind you, you could have a nice dream. How many of you have dreamt of me in the past? Probably quite a lot, I would imagine. Do you have a little dream about me? Do you? It says, there isn't a single part of this delightful, charming and uplifting tale that couldn't warm even the stoniest of hearts. The bad guys lose, the wicked queen dies, and the good guys win. Self-evidently, none of the prince's behaviour could be remotely described as problematic because he saved her life. And so the story goes on. So that's the latest wokeness which you saw. The advert for the thing today. The prince didn't ask, but let me tell you, I've been, not recently, sadly, it just doesn't happen like this anymore. I've been dancing away in clubs, certainly Turnmills Trade, where I used to go to on a Saturday night, and someone would come up, look at you, maybe slap you on the bum and start kissing. What's the problem? Do we all have to ask permission now? I heard that in Australia there is an app. I heard there's an app in Australia so that if you're with someone and you go home with them, you both download this app. You then consent to do whatever you want to do and then get on with it so that no one can come back afterwards. That's the state the world is in now. I'm so glad I'm not young anymore. The prince in the Snow White is a sexual predator, according to the wokies. Bleeding idiots. There's a phone line open now if you want to give us a call. 020 8144 3477. This or anything else that you might want to bring up, give us a call. 020 8144 3477. The text line still open all the way through the show. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk is the email address. Hello to Ross Patzelt. Evening, Ross. Ross is in Norwich. Da, da, da. Have I got a horse in here? I haven't got a horse. Oh, I've got an elephant. Will that do? I've got an elephant. Will that do? I haven't got a horse. Or a Dalek. Dalek or elephant? Dalek. I thought you'd say that. One moment, please. Don't look at my bum when I bend over. Don't want any of that funny business going on while I'm doing my show. Don't look. No. Don't. I'll turn the picture off. Oh, you're not looking at my bum. Thank you. See, you can't see it now, can you? Ah, unlucky. Unlucky, bitches. There we go. You ready? I think this could be the new Anglia ident before the shows. What do you think, Dan Woodhouse? Da 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 da. Oh, no, actually, it's I shouldn't be in the picture. Da 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 da. Oh, hang on. Can't get this far. I'm still here. Da 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 da. Why is he wonky? There you go. It's the new Anglia ident, as created by Chris Reardon on United Kingdom Talk. Oh yes. Did you like that, Ross? Just for you, darling. Just for you, my love. Ross says, can you tell Emily to go to sleep? She's watching you in the bedroom. Good night, Emily. So I say good night, children. See you in the morning. Good night, children. I can see you yawning. Oh, happy days at Pontins holiday camps. We used to send the children to sleep to that one, and off they'd go to their chalets. We stayed with Mum and Dad. Not allowed on the dance floor after 9 o'clock. On the ballroom floor. It's a bit different now, isn't it, eh? Thank you, Ross. He says, I hope you enjoyed your caravan and holiday. Do you sleep well in your caravan, or do you struggle to sleep as it's somewhere different? No, I don't struggle to sleep because it's mine. It's my caravan, you know? Actually, when I'm on Haven holidays, I don't really struggle to sleep there either. I'm all right there as well. He says, do you sleep like a log when you get home? I sleep... No, I don't have a problem sleeping in other beds. In other beds, like... unless it was hard. I don't like a really hard bed. Don't like that. nice and soft. I've got John Lewis mattress topper here. I've got one at the caravan as well. John Lewis mattress topper here. Yeah, although I must say, on the first night, I was really cold in the bed, and it turns out it must have been a little bit damp, which of course it would be after that time. Really, when I think about it, perhaps the day before I could turn the heating on from here in the caravan. Really, the day before I should turn the heating on and do it like that. But after that first night, open the windows during the day, and everything was fine after that. I always think you could stay in the most expensive hotel in the world, but you will never sleep as well as you do in your own lovely bed at home. I think you're probably right, actually. Yeah. I'd love to stay at a really posh hotel just for a night or two. In fact, the Mandarin Oriental, I can't afford it. The Mandarin Oriental, they're doing a special offer at the moment. If you stay for 3 nights, you get the third one free. But it's like £800, £900 a night for the cheapest room. Mandarin Oriental in London. Let's take a call. Daniel's on the line. Hello, Daniel.
All right, mate.
Good evening to you. How are you? All right?
Yeah.
What do you think of my new Anglia ident? Is it doing it for you or what?
Well, I never really did like that Anglia anyway, but that's actually a goddamn improvement.
Oh, you don't like that little silver horse, really?
Well, an ident to me is all like TVS, patterns and colours.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you wouldn't have liked the Granada. I didn't like the Granada one. That was boring. It didn't do anything.
Not for a while.
Well,
there were occasions.
Well, the Granada one, that was one of the biggest companies, Granada. They got all that money, and all they did was stuck up a slide. That was it.
Yeah, it was just Granada and then
Awful.
the ROG.
Yeah, awful. Well, I quite like that little silver horse that used to go around. Have you seen the extended version of that? And they keep taking different pictures of different angles of the horse.
It does
and it goes on and on, doesn't it? A little bit like this show, to be honest.
Thank God I live one region below.
What do you get where you are? Are you central?
Central?
Are you where are you?
Well, in the eastern.
Oh no, you're Thames London weekend there, aren't you?
Of course, yes.
Yes, Thames London weekend.
Oh yes, we know what it's like. Well, we knew at least what it was like. 5:15 on a Friday. To hear your mate Tom Edwards or Phil Elsmore. Or...
Do you know how that worked in the old days? Tom Tom Edwards told me how that worked. The changeover from Thames to London weekend. Do you remember? Because I mean, all these little things, like you, were exciting to me when idents and things like that. And they would say goodnight, and then the picture would roll, wouldn't it? The picture would roll. You'd get it wouldn't be smooth, like fading from one scene to the other. Literally, you'd get a roll on the picture. Do you remember? Maybe not.
Maybe not. Late night, I would have been in bed by then.
Right. Well, in the olden days, probably when we were kids, the way that worked was literally someone at the post office tower pulled out a plug and put from one socket and put it into another socket. That's how that works, believe it or not. Isn't that an interesting fact?
Yeah, but one thing that would be even more interesting.
Yes.
What I've always wanted to know is, right, when I say a program like Blockbusters, there was always like ITV, they love to pissball about with Blockbusters to show it in different regions at different times.
Yes, that's what.
So what I've always wanted to know is when programs were not networked, how did they control the bit where where one region would have one program, but another say 2 regions might be showing the same program, but other regions might have a different program. How did they control that?
They must have had all their own tapes.
Yeah, maybe
they must have had all their own videotapes, I would imagine.
Perhaps they did share all that between them. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a fascinating thing, though. All talking to telly, I could talk about all that sort of thing with you for hours, but people wouldn't be that interested. It's a bit geeky, isn't it? Really, that's my geekiness. TV idents and radio jingles.
Well, it's just
sad as that, eh?
People like us, we're of a generation that knew what television was really like.
Oh yeah, Yeah.
Yeah, you see, there's these bright young things of today that all they just see ITV comes on the screen, they just see that's it. They don't know what it's like, the feeling that of a 5:15 on a Friday afternoon to get
Excitement.
Tom, Phil, or the Irishman, Peter Marshall, to come and say, and that's the end of Thames Television for this week. And now we're going to hand you over to London Weekends. And the moment they said that, yay, the weekend!
Oh, it was a completely different thing. It was like the whole thing was different. It was like it wasn't like a smooth transition from one to the other. You had this kind of the whole Thames thing was kind of almost laid back a bit. Thanks very much for joining us on Thames on this Friday night. We'll be back with you Monday morning at 9:00. And then the picture would roll and it'd go, this is London Weekend Television. And it was all very upbeat, wasn't it? It was upbeat. It was like going, it was like going from sort of 50 mile an hour to 100. That's how it works. And, da 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 da. I love it. I miss it so much. Yeah. And, I mean, even the programmes, like you get the theme music to play your cards, like dun 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 dun, and you knew it was Friday night. It was a completely different atmosphere. I think it's marvellous how they managed to achieve that.
Yeah, although, well, I think there was some, because mostly in the 80s, playing cards was a Sunday night.
No, Friday night. It was Friday night.
Yeah. No, it's mostly, it was, I remember watching it in the 80s on a Sunday.
No, it was on Friday night. I know it was on Friday night because I used to have gang show rehearsal on a Friday. So often I would watch
what?
Gang show. It was a scout
gang
thing.
Show?
Scout gang shows, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like amateur dramatics type thing, but with lots of music and piano and things like that. Oh, it's great. I was in that for years. I loved it. Missed doing all that, really. So I could only watch the first 15 minutes and then I'd have to leave the house. Yeah, and they'd have that on.
Yeah. Oh, talking of your scout people, I saw I should have done this. I should have wrote. I might get some of these off my head because there's a program on YouTube.
Yes.
It's mostly American, but there are a few British bits in it. It's called The Daftest Answers on Quiz Shows.
Oh, right, yeah.
And one of them was The Weakest Link. And everyone goes, what society's motto is that its members are brave, summit and reverend, or something like that. Yeah. And of course, the answer meant to be the Scouts, but the bloke said, "Is it Alcoholics Anonymous?"
Oh, I used to love Anne Robinson. Of course, she's going to take over Countdown. I would assume they've had to calm her down for that, I suppose. I want her to be even again because that was the show. That was the whole thing of the show, to see how nasty she was going to be to the next one. And there was one bloke on there. This is on TikTok. One bloke on there, she'd obviously been just interviewing this large lady, okay, at the beginning of the show, when she's talking to them about each other. Then she's gone on actually, she used to carry that on through the show, didn't she? She'd start having conversations with people. So she's now talking to this bloke. So you're a baker, are you? Yeah, that's right, I'm a baker. What sort of things do you make? Oh, donuts, Bakewell tarts. Bakewell tarts, is that right? Yes, he's gone Bakewell tarts. How many Bakewell tarts do you make in a day, do you think? Oh, he said, I don't know, quite a few. She said, well, how many? 20? 200? And I can't remember what he said. Well, he said more likely 2,000. 2,000 Bakewell tarts. So he's like, yeah. So she says, are they nice? They're very nice, aren't they? Bakewell tarts, yeah. 2,000 of them, is that right? Yeah. And then she turns to the fat woman. She said, did you hear that, Joan? 2,000 Bakewell tarts. What do you think of that then? And the... Well, but it was just a joke. It was just a joke. Yeah. Now you wouldn't be allowed to do it. And this is the thing, you see. This is the thing. I'd quite happily stand up there and have gay jokes aimed at me. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. Look at the bender over there. I'm happy with that. They're only having a joke. No one means anything nasty by it, but the thickos of this world don't see it like that. They can't differentiate between a joke and abuse. There's a big difference. Yeah. And I'm sorry, these people that are constantly offended, I think they are of limited intelligence. I really do. They cannot differentiate in their little minds between a joke and an offence. I can see it straight off. You watch any of the great 1970s comedians, Bernard Manning, Jim Davis, all those people like that. You watch them, they're not out there to offend. If they thought they were offending someone, they would be worried that they would lose a customer. Right? And the customers in those days knew that. You wouldn't go to Bernard Manning if you thought you were going to be offended. He's just having a joke.
Yeah.
People like that. And after that, they'd come off. Didn't he have a club, Bernard Manning? Did he have his own club?
Oh, the Embassy.
The Embassy, okay. So I would imagine after his show, he would come down off that stage and go and get pissed with the people he'd just been insulting. Because that's what it was. It wasn't an offence, was it? Eh? It wasn't.
Yeah, I think where the performer joins the people. And
yeah.
That sort of, but actually, there's one of those answers. They got. Well, I think didn't we do it once in this country? Something called the Newlywed Game. That was it.
That rings a bell. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think you had to like one of either the husband or wife has to go off.
Yes.
And then the opposite sex as to then get a question.
Okay.
And then when the other sex comes back, they've got to then. Sorry, the other spouse, let's say. The other spouse comes back. They then have got to match the answer.
Now, can I just ask, why did you just say sorry then?
I was confusing, gender or whatever with it.
Listen,
Word.
please do not worry about this on this show. Do not worry about. So just because you said man, we all know what you meant. We know what you meant. You don't have to say that just because you're speaking to a gay bloke and you think you were going to offend me because you said wife instead of it could have been a husband. You don't have to say all that because I know what you mean, mate. Don't worry about all that. We don't need all that bullshittery on this programme that you get on some of these LBC shows and all that. I was listening last night. Ian Dow. I was listening to him while I was driving into London or back again. I can't remember what it was. And so he was saying something, and then he's got some co-presenter with him, and you can tell young millennial type. One of them. And he said something like, and she was a really big lady. Oh, you can't say that. That's fat shaming. That's what she said, this woman sitting next to him in the studio. I thought, shut up, you stupid cow. Don't be so blooming ridiculous. There was no offence meant there at all. You saw offence, which isn't there. That's what, and we've talked about this so many times on the show, Dan. But anyway, don't you worry about that. You carry on just talking as you would normally talk, and don't worry about that. I'll let you know if you offend me.
So,
not offended.
I think the husbands go off, and then the wives are left with the question, this was the question, right?
Yes.
Would you say your husband is more urban or rural? And now there's a lot of thick people on this programme, right? And the woman sits. The wife.
I hope you're not referring to my listeners, darling.
No, I meant the Newlywed Game.
Oh.
And and she sits there, go. I don't know what they mean. I'd say. I'd say he's more urban. Then the host says, "Oh, all right. How long has he been that way then?" Then the wife says, "Well, I think he had to go to the doctors about it." And then the host says, "Well, did the doctor give your husband anything for his urban?" And the wife says, "No, but he gave me something."
Go on.
And that was about it. I probably missed something there. I don't know.
I think you have, darling. I don't know what the hell you were going on about there, my love.
Yeah, I think it made a bit...
When you say urban or country, I'm thinking city or countryside. Am I right with that?
Yeah, it's meant to be like that. But of course, she's just like interpreting urban as like she thinks it's some illness.
Right.
That you had to go to the doctors for. No,
you've missed something out there, dear.
Yeah, well, that's them. Really. I mean, there's other ones like over there. They're Family Feud, which is Family Fortunes.
I've
things
heard
like
yes.
Name one of the three bears, or no, name a kind of bear, a papa bear.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't hear the buzzer go off then. Can you do that again, please? Correctly.
Name a kind of bear. Whoa, whoa, whoa. A papa bear.
A papa bear.
Name something London is famous for. Pasta.
No, I'm sorry. There's no buzzers going off.
Oh, well, no. This was the bit when he goes down the line.
Oh, right. Okay.
Wouldn't have been
Yeah,
a buzzer
fair enough.
Anyway.
Very good. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, they didn't all have buzzers.
I've got a buzzer here if you need to use it. Just. Do you like that one? It's actually an X Factor buzzer, you know. I should have this when callers get boring.
Oh.
Would have gone off by now, to be
I
honest.
hope you
But
don't
carry on,
count
so-
me in that. I try to be as...
You're very,
Interesting and
you are my sister's favourite caller. You know that, don't you, Dan?
Oh, hang on. Has he gone?
Ooh,
Chris?
I'm still here. Oh,
Chris,
hello?
we can't hear you.
oh, well, it's
Oh.
your end. It's not mine. We can all hear me.
Oh, God, we can't hear you, Chris.
You've done something. You've done something, dear.
No, I can hear you now.
Oh, can you? How? No, you've done something to your equipment. We can still hear me.
Oh, I can. Yeah, now I can hear you.
Yes.
Right. Where was we now?
We're on to family fortunes, rapidly coming towards the end of the phone call. Carry on.
Oh, are we? Oh, I've got to think of one quick.
You've had 15 minutes on the show tonight. My God, it's 9:30.
Oh, God, is it really?
Yes, you've had
Oh,
15
dear.
minutes and 32 seconds so far. Carry on. Bitch.
Perhaps I'll have to write a lot of these down, I think, and then save them for Monday.
Sometimes it doesn't work if you write stuff down. Seriously, sometimes it doesn't work if you write the stuff down. You don't get the I mean, I've got loads of stuff written down in front of me always, but if you try and stick to a script, it doesn't always flow, so to speak. You know, you can tell this of some people on the telly. In particular, there's a couple of game shows that it's obvious to me that they're reading. Like the Tipping Point to me seems a bit flat. You know, it's just scripted. You can tell.
Yes, they're relying
Anyway,
on
you
that
do it however you want to do it, my darling.
prompter.
We're always grateful of the phone call, Dan. All right, my love.
Okay, Chris.
Chat to you on Monday. Have a nice weekend.
Okay, and you, Chris.
Bye, Dan. Dan and one of his excellent jokes this evening. 0208 144 3477 if you want to call in tonight. Let's just go to your some messages. I'm sorry you've been waiting so long to have these read out, actually. Adam the Plumber says, as a super fan, if you were to continue for 6 hours, I would be in heaven. If it would be like if Chris... It would be like if Chrisophon, you could be in the Guinness Book of Records for the most longest international television YouTube production of talking tea and chat. The Guinness Book of Records. Oh, what was his name? Roy Castle. Dedication, ooh, record breakers, dedication, ooh, dedication. That's what I need if you want to be the best. If you, oh, sorry, I've got the bell ringing today. You shouldn't hear that. You shouldn't hear that. Good evening, George.
Good evening, Chris.
And how are you tonight, little one?
Fine.
How's your nan? Is she watching this evening? Is that Lily?
No.
Did I hear
Yeah.
Lily?
Yeah.
Hello, Lily. All right, Lily.
Yeah.
How are you? Now you're 8 years old, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm still 8.
Yes. My one of my great nieces has just turned 8 years old yesterday. Lots of 8-year-olds watching the show tonight. Good evening to all 8-year-olds all over the world. How old are you, George?
21.
Are you 21? Are you?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, what are you calling in about tonight, George?
About your windows.
Yes.
There's a TikTok video to show you how your window moves.
Oh. What? Like
Yeah.
Because it's double glazing. There's some sort of button on it, and I push it, but
Yeah.
it don't. I'm sure it's supposed to bend back so that you're able to access.
No, you just push it and it should slide sideways.
Right. Are we talking about opening windows, not like up and down?
Yeah.
Opening windows
You-
like that. Because
Yeah,
only
you
one of them.
open it.
Eh?
You open it, then at the bottom there should be a button where
That's right.
Yeah, and you slide it sideways.
Oh, you slide it. I'm just pushing the thing. Ah,
No.
okay. I'm not
Yeah.
very good. I'm really not mechanically minded at all. You know, sometimes I can fix computers, but that's about all. You know, as you saw. Oh, I meant to show the people my because I did a little bit of DIY. You won't be able to see this, George, because you're already on the phone. But let me just show you I did a little bit of DIY in the caravan. If I can just locate this. No, that's not it.
I hate to think.
Pardon? How rude. Here it is. I got it. Right. So I told you a little while ago, boys and girls, that I in the caravan, there's like where the ceiling is, it's like got that mastic round. What's it called? Mastic? Is it mastic? Like white stuff. White flexible stuff what comes out of a tube.
Yeah.
And then
it's called mastic.
Mastic, is it? White flexible stuff. It comes out of a tube, and then when you put it on something that's got to be watertight, and then you mustn't get it wet for 24 hours or something like that. All right. So I noticed the bit of the ceiling was a bit cracked. It come and I could see the edge. I thought, well, the water might get in there. Not that it would, because you don't point the shower upwards, do you? It's pointing down. So I'm sure it probably never ever got wet. But I thought I'll try and fix this. And I knew I had a tube of this mastic stuff in my little drawer. So I got it out and it says white on there. It's been in there for a couple of years, to be honest. Right? Anyway, so I thought I'd do it. And, I think you'll agree. And if I show you this now, the white bit is the top, the ceiling. And the sparkly bit is the wall. So if I can show you that there. Unfortunately, after I put it on, I realised it was a slightly different colour. And it looks bloody awful now. It looks dreadful. And once again, bad DIY. Not only that, so I did leave it for 24 hours. And you see that the wall bit here is a little bit, it moves. It's not quite, stable, right? So that moves a bit. So I thought, I'll just see how that, and I'll push it, and immediately it cracked again. It immediately cracked. So, not only that, I did put some sellotape on well, you would normally use that paper tape that you peel off, you see. And then when you've done the thing, you peel it off and you've got a nice straight line. I couldn't find it, so I used sellotape, right? So after I put that on, I then tried to peel the sellotape, which then broke. The sellotape broke, so that's now stuck on the wall permanently.
You do know I can actually see it because I've got you on my Amazon device.
Well, you would have done now because it's caught up, but there's like a 10 or 20 second delay to me talking and you getting there. So that was my DIY. Anyway, what did you call in about, George?
That window.
Yes, the window. Yeah. Well, I'll have another look at it now, and I might even have a look tonight while I'm doing nothing. After the show.
If I find the TikTok video, I will send it by email.
All right. Well, probably YouTube. It's easier to find stuff on YouTube, I find, than TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah.
Much easier.
Okay.
All right, George. Thanks for the call.
Yeah.
And lots of love to Lily as well, and your nan. All right, darling.
Okay.
Bye-bye, George.
Bye-bye.
There we are, George. Keeping an eye out for me how to do my windows, I think, there. Weird City Citizen, good evening to you. Technics 1210s are collector's items now. Very generous. Well, it's my nephew, isn't it? It's my nephew, so I'm happy to do that. Johnny F is receiving us loud and clear from the rediffusion mast at the bottom of the road. Thank you. Are you still using that where you are? I think, actually, Bracknell, talking of cable television, Bracknell is... was one of the first places to have cable, as in coaxial cable. And there used to be, when I first moved here, 1992, you could go to, who was it at the time? It wasn't Rediffusion. I think it was NTL, where Virgin Media now was NTL. And they owned the coaxial network, and you could have a box, which was a thing like this, click, click, click. And that's how you could, if you didn't have a TV aerial, you wanted this, it was all cabled, you see. Click, click, click. You had about 12 channels, I think. I don't know what they had on the other channels. I never had it. No, I never had it. And then when the fibre came along, Bracknell was quite late with the fibre because we already had the other thing in, you know. So we kind of had that first and the fibre last. We've got fibre here. I'm on 200 meg here. Works fantastic, Virgin Media. Very pleased. I've been with them now for years. I mean, must be... Christ, I must have... Ever since internet came along, you know, obviously I had a BT line and a modem first. Of course, wouldn't be able to do any of this with a modem, would we? And when the fibre came along, I had that installed from Virgin. Really good, great service. Bit pricey, you know. When you go to these companies for the renewal thing, you're always on the phone and you try and get a decent price. And I've got a decent price. I pay £31 a month. I've got 200 meg down and 20 up. Very happy. Very happy. And if it goes wrong, it's extremely rare for it to go wrong, to be honest. Thank you, Johnny F. Vera says there's a few Disney films that won't be available anymore because of this nonsense. It is nonsense, though, isn't it, Vera? It is total nonsense. Total and utter nonsense. It really is. Alan, I love radio jingles. I'm transferring a load of old tapes I just found in my mum's loft to WAV files. Yeah, you see, the thing is with WAV files, they're huge, but it doesn't matter anymore. And one of the mistakes I made, Alan, years ago, obviously I'm of an age, started on records, then I went to CDs, then to MP3s. Now, I MP3'd all my CDs, but when the computers first came along, the hard drives were not very big. So I MP3'd at 192K. Sorry, I'm getting a bit technical here. I won't be on this for long, so don't worry, people, if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I MP3'd at 192K because I listened. I thought, well, that sounds okay. But actually, when you play a 192 next to a 320, you can hear the difference. And certainly a 192 to a big fat wave file, yes, you can. You can notice it. But then I got rid of all the CDs and all the records, so I'm now stuck with a large portion of my music at 192. To be honest, when you listen for the Amazon device, you can't tell. But occasionally, and I never really find out until I'm playing it on the radio show with the older stuff, occasionally I put something, that sounds a bit tinny, you know. You may have noticed that during my show. A couple of the ABBA songs have sounded like that. But as soon as I realise it, after the show, I usually then replace it with a decent MP3 file, you know. Thank you, Alan. He says, didn't even know I had 1976 through to 1982 Radio 1 and Radio 2 packages on tape. You probably heard some of my 80s station jingles, yes, on my show, which I've edited for Reach on Air. I don't waste my afternoons. Do you like the Pam's ones, Alan? There is a particular jingle that I've been looking for 30 years, okay? Tony Blackburn used to play it on his BBC Radio London soul show that he used to do in the 80s, which was in the morning, every morning, 9 till 12. It was iconic, this programme. It was fantastic. He was so saucy. He was really rude and saucy, similar to what I do on Reach, to be honest. You know. And it was a Christmas jingle. And I've tweeted him a few times about this, and he's never replied to it. It's a Christmas jingle, and it goes... It's ever so cute, and it's sung by a load of children. It goes, what is Christmas made of? All kinds of presents for girls and boys, sparkling trees, lots of noise. It only happens once a year, and we'll be waiting right here underneath the Christmas tree. That's it. And I cannot find that for love of money. I've typed in the lyrics, nothing. It's got to be out there somewhere. Don't know if you know it. That's a real stab in the dark. No stabbing tonight, please. Thank you. He says, you've probably heard some of my 80s jingles on the show, which I've edited for Reach on it. I don't waste my afternoons. Me neither. I'm always busy, Alan. I don't know how these people can sit there. You see them on the Facebook. Bored. Well, go and find something to do then. Don't know what to do. We've got to look for something to do, haven't you? You've got to find your thing. This is our thing, isn't it? This is my thing. It's my thing. Never be a huge show on the telly, I know that. But it's my thing. The radio stuff. We know that. I keep saying this, you know, the internet radio thing, the biggest gift technology has given us is a smart speaker. So easy. And so easy on the phone, you know. Siri. Hey, Siri. Play Reach on Air.
Here's Reach on Air.
Look, I haven't had to push anything or do anything. There you go. How clever is that? My smart speakers do the same. That's the biggest gift internet radio has been given by the technology companies. Fantastic. Rachel, hello Rachel, who says, heard both of you doing Danny's call. Yeah, he couldn't hear me for some reason at one point there. Thank you. Adrian Richardson, good evening. How much you pay for your fibre? That's a lot. Sky is £10 super quiet. I pay £31 a month. 200 down and 10 up. 200 down and 20 up. I think that's a very good deal. But that's what it is here. Yeah, that's what it is. The trouble is if you go to Sky, they're still using a bit of the BT internet. And when something goes wrong, one has to talk to the other. Oh, can't be doing that. You know, I need very fast here, very fast. Danny Drayton, good evening to you. He's loving the tech talk. Do you like a bit of tech talk, Danny? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, if it had been now, I would have MP3'd everything at 320. But at the time, as you know, hard drives were not they weren't even like 10 gig, were they? Hard drives. Weren't they something like 500 megabytes? Hard drives. Weren't they something like that when they first came out? And of course, you had to compress your file, and then once you've I'm surprised at the amount of people that think they can convert a 192 file to a 320 and it will make a difference to the sound, because it doesn't. Once you've gone down, it's a bit like a cake, people, right? This technology, it's a bit like, think of a cake. Think of a cake with currants in it, right? And you've got 1,000 currants in there. Take out half of the currants and it won't be as good, you know? And you bake it and that's it. Once you've baked it, you can't put those currants back in that cake, can you? You can't do it. And it's the same with an audio file. So basically, that song on the CD will be top quality. They'll have all the little noises in it and what have you. Once you compress it, it takes bits out that your ear can't your ear can't really hear. They think you won't notice it. And actually, probably you don't. But when you play a 192 next to a 320, one after the other, then you can hear it. It's true, it really is. Good evening to Roy Brownlow, who says most radio stations broadcast at 190. Do they? I don't know. I don't know. Reach, they do have a 320 option. But if I'm only sending 192, it may say 320, but you're only getting 192, you see. That's how it works. So, for example, I actually send here from 320, believe it or not, but my music is 192, so you will get 192. It can't be upgraded. Can't be upgraded somewhere along the line, or at least they can't do it yet. Whether they'll be able to do that, I don't know. He says, you're looking younger. Is it plastic? Plastic, fantastic. Costs a fortune to look this young, my darling. Look, no. No, if I come close to the camera, you'll see the lines. Look, wouldn't have these lines if you'd had that business done in injections and Botox. Why do people have that done? They look so stupid, don't they? Vera says, I'll have to look for your jingle. Thank you. Thank you for that, Vera. Okay, on we go, gang. Can you think of an unusual birthday present? An unusual birthday present. What could you give someone that's quite unusual? I ask you this. I can talk about this now. I didn't want to do this earlier in case great-nephew Harry was listening. And if he is still up now, then he shouldn't be. Put him to bed. If he's still up now, I'm about to talk about this. So send him off to bed or turn the telly off, okay? I'll give you a moment or two to do this. You can still text in if you want to. 07451 287 337 is my text number. Okay? He should have turned off now, just in case he is watching. Great nephew Harry. It's his birthday soon. Friday week. I'm hoping to be up for that. As I say, it depends how my vaccination goes on Tuesday. If there's no side effects, I'll be up there, and I shall probably leave here on Thursday to be up for his birthday on Friday, because he's 8 years old this year, Harry. Great nephew Harry. And you may remember while I was on holiday, we went to this seal sanctuary and became attached to one of the seals. It's the strangest thing, really. Also cute. Kind of cute in a way, really. He kept wanting to go and see this particular seal. Don't know why. So for his birthday present this year, either my sister and Martin or his mum and dad, one of the couples there, have got him adopt a seal. And for a price, which I've discovered is £75, you know, not a small amount of money, but for £75, you adopt a seal, okay, and you get regular updates and pictures and little stories, and I don't know if they get to visit them. I don't know the exact thing of it. And I thought, what an unusual, but also very caring and sensible gift, isn't it, really? There's so many of these children's toys and that, and children like them. I mean, it's just bits of plastic that have been printed out of a machine. There you go, there's happy birthday. I think that's such a fantastic and intelligent present to give, don't you? And I wonder, could you think of any other unusual birthday presents like that? Perhaps you've given one yourself. My niece, actually, over the years, has given me two, either birthday or Christmas, what a gift. Unusual gift. She's given me a couple of unusual gifts. She bought me a piece of land, like a square metre of land in Scotland. I am a lord now. You can't do anything with this land, okay? But your name is on this like square metre of land. So she bought me that. She also bought me a star. A star in the galaxy. I don't know how it works. You buy a star and you get a certificate and a picture of exactly where this star is. I don't know if it's down here. Hang on a minute. What's this? Could it be this? Could it be I'm falling in love? There it is! Look at that! Straight on it, mate. Straight on it. And here we go. And you name the star. You get a certificate. Okay. If you're wondering who that is, that's my mum. That's my mum's name. That's my dad's name. So it is an intergalactic star. We've got a call there. Let's take this call. Good evening. Who's on line 751?
751. It's Leo.
Hello, Leo. Leo, is it? Hello, Leo. Whereabouts are you?
We're in Lincolnshire.
Leo in Lincolnshire. Whereabouts?
Holbeach. I'm Rachel's other half.
Oh, you're Rachel's other half, are you? Okay. Hello, Leo. Yeah, I know you are now. Why didn't you just say that in the first blooming place?
Well, you actually gave me a number, so I just thought I'll use it.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. What you got for me, Leo?
Not a lot, really. I just thought I'll just ring up and say hello.
Hello. Do you see a lot of stars? You must see a lot of stars where you are. I know I can where the caravan is.
Yeah, we're a bit unfortunate because we're in town, but most nights we see stars. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. When I look, really good. I've got all these little lights around the caravan, but if I turn them off and you look up, you really can see the Milky Way. Amazing.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do feel as though Lincolnshire's a fantastic place to live. Because we've got no hills and you do see the sky a lot.
It's a great place to be cycling.
Yeah, no hills.
Yeah, I mean, that's really good. The only time I really go over a hill, I cycle to my sister's. And funnily enough, the last time I was up there, I thought I'll cycle. It's a long cycle. Hour and 20 minutes there, hour and 20 minutes back. Yeah. It's a long cycle. And I hadn't been on a bike for ages. And I thought, well, I'll just go for a little cycle. And I thought, no, I'll carry on to my sister's. And I got there and I was surprised that I don't think I'd lost the level of fitness that I'd achieved, even though I hadn't been on a bike for a few months. I don't think you do, actually, though, Leo. You know, because you spend ages building it up, don't you?
Hmm.
You know, I mean, the first time I went swimming, I managed about 4 lengths. And then over a period of time, you build it up and up and up. And eventually, I can swim for 45 minutes an hour. I don't stop. back, forwards, back, forwards, back, forwards, and that's it. And then, like, I didn't swim for about 6 months last year when the first lockdown came. But then during the 2 lockdowns, the Lido at Woodall Spa opened. They were allowed to open. And I went in there and I thought, well, I won't be able to do my lengths. And yet after 6 months, I was. And I suppose it works the same way. Maybe it takes a while for that level of fitness to disappear in the same way as it takes a long time to build it up, would you think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah, it just takes time, doesn't it?
Do you do anything at all, like walking or whatever?
No. I kind of load sort of lorries at night, and that really keeps me fit because it's very, very manual.
Yeah.
And I kind of, I've never been a keep fit person, but I do consider my work very, very physical, and I sort of consider, that's my fitness.
Absolutely,
thing, you know?
Yeah. Is it heavy things you put on there or what?
Well, yeah, it's trolleys. It's very, very manual.
Right,
and,
okay.
You get sort of out of breath. You sort of work up a sweat. But at the end of the day, you feel a little bit fit and you feel fitter. Yeah. And I sort of think, that's my bit done. So, you know.
I think if you've been to work and you've come home tired, you've probably done the right thing.
It's knackered.
This was my problem to go, when I'm at work, I mean, I'm standing up all the time and moving around, so I suppose that helps as well. But not being at work and coming here, and I had the most terrible trouble sleeping. I used to not be able to sleep at all unless I'd been to work. I'm a lot better now, though.
I sleep very well because in the middle of the night I sort of come home absolutely knackered. I have some dinner and then straight away I'm asleep. So I'm very, very lucky. Yeah, good. You know. Yeah. So I mean, it is what it is, really. You know, you sort of do. You just keep on doing your best, don't you?
Yeah. Are you night worker or day worker or both?
Yeah, night.
Oh, night work. Are you at work tonight? Are you off tonight? Are you?
I am. I work Sunday to Thursday, so Friday and Saturday is my sort of Saturday and Sunday, really.
What time is what times do you start and finish then?
Well, I start at 6 o'clock and I finish at 2:45. Sometimes it can go on a little bit longer. We've been extremely busy because it's actually plant work. It's plants all the time. It's plants, and with this lockdown, people are sending plants by post, and we do a lot of that. And we also supply the supermarket, which are allowed to stay open and sell plants when all the garden centres are closed down, which is a bit unfair. Yeah. So we have actually been so busy during this lockdown. It's been unbelievable, you know.
You're not Sutton Seeds, are you?
No, we're not Sutton Seeds. Flamingos.
Oh,
you know
Sutton's...
flamingos?
Honestly, well, they keep delaying my order. I ordered some more everlasting geraniums. You know those ones?
Yeah,
they don't die in the winter. Well, they don't die in the winter. They might disappear, but they come back up again. Well, I ordered these in bleeding February. They go, oh, there's a delay on the order. Just send the cash back immediately, please.
I mean, Sutton Seeds is actually based in Spalding, and
they're near you. Well, could you pop round and see where my plants are? Can I?
Well. No, I couldn't really.
Could you not do that as a friend? Just knock on the door and say, Chris Reardon wants to know where his geraniums are.
Yeah. But I mean, the actual. I mean, with this flipping virus, it causes a lot of delays. Yeah. We've had loads of lawyers and loads of problems because so many people are self-isolating or off sick or whatever. I mean, the Royal Mail's really struggling as well, aren't they?
Oh, yes. Well, we know that. Yeah. We know that from the... I mean, when we were doing the bingo, it was taking forever for some people to get their prizes. 2 weeks sometimes. And then there was occasions where a long time, usually 3 weeks, you know, then I'd send something else out and they'd get them both at the same time.
It's ridiculous, but it's just the way it is at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
a shame.
Sorry, go on.
No, please, you speak first. Go on.
Yeah, but I do think that we should give Boris... I mean, just put your views to one side about Boris, but I think looking at the situation now, and what situation we're in, and looking at the continent and Europe and especially India, we've got to be extremely grateful that we're British.
Yeah. I think so as well.
With the vaccination program, all the actual vaccinations and what's been going off and the lockdowns. I know we're cursing it. I know there's a lot of propaganda. But I think we should all be quite grateful that we're in this situation which we're heading towards.
Yeah, I think so as well. I really think so. And it's a vaccination is the way out. He may not have got it right at the beginning. I think we should have locked down much, much quicker, stopped the planes coming in and out. But now, where we are now is amazing. I mean, when you look at the numbers of the amount of people that have had their injections, what are we now? 35 million, 40 million, something like that, isn't it? How?
Yeah.
What an achievement.
Million.
What an achievement.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we should all feel very grateful for what this country has done.
I certainly do.
Definitely.
I certainly do. I totally agree. Yeah. I am a Boris fan. I don't know if you know that. I am a Boris fan.
Yeah. I didn't really know that, to be honest with you.
Did you not? No, well, when I'm doing the show, I try and stay sort of a bit more in between, for everyone's sort of benefit. But actually, secretly between you and me, I'm a massive Boris fan. Massive.
Yeah, I mean...
I like the humour. I like the humour. I love it.
Yeah. He's very, very British, and he's got a fantastic sense of humour.
Yeah.
And when he stood there, when he actually got into number 10, he stood there, he told us all what it was and what he's planning to do. He's so straightforward talking, isn't he?
I thought that. And they go on and on about his bloody wallpaper, don't they? I'll give it a rest. On and on. But again, people always look for something wrong. Years ago, he said something like, he said one of his friends was a bum boy, right? And I thought that was hilarious. Not the left. Oh, God. Oh, they were in pieces. All the anxiety people started on again. And I'm like, can't you see the joke? Why can't you see the joke? I don't get it.
Yeah, it's strange people are, but I mean, you've got to give him a lot of credit, really. But I mean, he came into office. I don't really follow politics that much, but the first thing he had was Brexit, and look how he handled that. He really handled that really well. He's sorting it out. But since COVID, everybody forgets about Brexit.
Oh, when something new comes along, the last thing is forgotten very quickly, I think.
Yeah. I'd hate to be a politician, to be quite honest with you, but I think Boris, I think we've all got to give him a bit of credit, really, to be quite honest with you.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I tell you what, the other thing with being a politician now, not necessarily a safe job. Look what happened to that poor lady. Was it a couple of years ago now? What was her name? She was doing one of her, I don't know what you call them. They call them surgeries, don't they? Surgeries. Mm-hmm. She was doing one of her surgeries. Someone went in and shot her. Who was that? Labour lady, weren't it?
I can't recall it, to be quite honest with you.
It's a while ago now.
I'm a little bit lost on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all good, I reckon, Chris.
Right, nice to talk to you. If you get any plants drop off the back of your lorry, let us know. I'll pop round on my way to my sister's and pick them up.
I haven't finished with you yet because I really wanted to talk about Christmas because I know you're a great fan of Christmas.
Oh, talk about Christmas if you want. You don't have to go yet.
Yeah, and also the fairies and all that. But no, I've had my little time. So I'll say to you, thank you very much.
Well, why don't you ring up Monday and we'll talk about Christmas if you want.
Well, I'm at work, you see. That's
are you? Okay. Well, I don't mind going a little bit longer. You won't be that long, will you?
What, talking about Christmas?
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, isn't it great, Christmas?
I love it. All the sparkly lights and all that. I love the church thing as well. You know that. I love the religious side of it as well. Well, that's the biggest part of it for me. But seeing little children with their presents and doing a trip to Hamleys in London, which we weren't able to do last year, maybe this year.
Yeah, but don't you think it's gone to, commercialised
yes,
now?
I do.
Because it's kind of they want this and you want this and all that, and kind of the Christmas spirit, what's the word? The joy of giving is sort of gone now. It's all want, isn't it? Really,
it is want. People, I mean, admittedly, I ask I often ask my nephew's wife and my niece, what do the children want for Christmas? I admittedly, I do that, right?
Yeah.
But actually, where's the surprise element gone? Really, I should be going out and selecting something that I think they might like. That was part of the joy of it. But the trouble is, we're so blooming busy in our lives anymore, we take the easy option, don't we?
Yeah,
You're
I mean,
quite-
it's like this lockdown. So many people have just decided to send flowers to Mum on, Mother's Day. And they're going to be in that set now. They're just going to send flowers by post to them instead of going to see them.
It's an expensive way to do it, mate. I mean, if you go to a garden centre that does there's one here called Long Acres, right? You go in there, they've got an entire, very large room full of cut flowers, and you go around and you pick your flowers out, and for 15 quid you get a lot of flowers. Now, 15 quid on a post in what do you call it? A mail order flower. You'll be lucky to get a bunch of daffodils for that on there. They're like 75 quid, aren't they?
Yeah, we've actually worked it out that the actual plants we send to, say, Tesco's or the actual, supermarkets, you put that same plant in a box and send it off, it's 3 times more expensive.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 times, if not more. And it's absolutely ridiculous. But there you go. It is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, most of the flowers in the supermarkets are pretty good. The only thing is the two cheap supermarkets, Lidl and Aldi, right? Now, sometimes they get a load of plants in, usually arrive on a Thursday, I think. They do not look after their plants. No one seems to water them. If you don't get those plants within 2 days, they're gone. And what surprises me, when they open in the morning, out come these racks of dead plants.
Yeah.
And they don't even throw them away. I don't know what all that's about.
It's exactly the same with our local Tesco's. They just wheel out the trolley. Nobody cares for them.
No one looks after them.
As folks go in, they might pick 1 or 2, but within days they're all swiveled up and dead.
That's right.
It seems as though they just want to sell you food.
Yeah.
They don't seem to care.
Our local Waitrose in Bracknell, there's a bloke, and he's on the plants. Yeah, he's going around looking after them, cutting dead bits off, watering them, and it's really well done. They don't have an enormous selection of plants, but those that they have there are proper looked after. And if there's one that dies, it's off. It's off the shelf. You can't see it anymore. And they have a little section outside, and they certainly. But Aldi and Lidl, they just don't. They don't look after them at all. Actually, Sainsbury's don't either. No one waters them.
I think the only people that look after plants is the proper garden centre people.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So,
I quite like going around, and you usually get. Actually, I was going to say it's usually old people. No, not always. There's some youngsters who do the job as well. I've never come across anyone who's got a job in a garden centre and doesn't like it. I've never come across that. Never.
No. You're kind of dedicated, and it's what interests you.
Yeah.
And you've got to be dedicated to work in a garden centre. Really, I would imagine it's not good wages.
No, probably not. Just a shop, isn't it? It's a shop.
Yeah, and I would imagine you go and work in a garden centre because that's what interests you.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Perhaps I'll have a little look for something like that. Maybe they do part-time jobs in there. I'll quite happily go there for sort of 50 quid here and there. Yeah.
Yeah, make a little bit of money on the side. Can't be bad.
All right. Lovely to talk to you, Leo.
Yeah, there you go, Chris.
And happy Christmas to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Catch you soon, yeah?
Bye-bye now.
All right,
bye, Leo.
Bye.
Thank you, Leo. Vera says, I think I might have found some information. Thank you, Leo. I'll have a look at that. Good evening to Rumble Bumble tonight. Only just got here, so it looks like I will be watching on catch up. Just thought I'd say hello. So hello to Rumble Bumble. And Roy says, I always put my kids' cash on their Hyperjar credit cards. What's that then? I don't know what that is. Hyperjar credit cards. Then take them shopping. They choose what they want to buy. So, that's another way to do it. And Roy's just calling in now. Good evening, Roy.
Yeah, Christopher, how are you?
Oh, that's a bad phone, Roy.
I'm on my mobile.
All right, we've got you now. That's fine now. That's fine now.
Oh,
There was someone
I've moved
also
an inch. I've
calling,
moved an inch on the
finishing 4-1. I'll come to you straight up. If you want to call in straight after you hear me finish with Roy, then you can call back then. I was going to finish after Roy, but I'll talk to you if you want to talk to me. Anyway, Roy, what you got for us, Roy?
I sat here watching you on Facebook, which is about 30 seconds in front of you two, by the way. And I was just wondering about that shirt you've got on, Chris. Did you make that?
Yes, out of an old tea towel. Do you like it?
Well, I was just thinking, Chris, you must have made it, because nobody would buy a shirt like that.
No, it's really old. Actually, I think this is one of my mate's old ones, really. I haven't
you
bought...
need some shoulder pads for that jacket as well.
I haven't bought shirts for years. Years. Seriously.
Oh.
You buy good quality and they last a long time.
So I've been busy, been doing some magic shows for the the Magic Circle.
Is it making a bit of money?
It's not massive money, Chris.
No.
You get to perform, you get to practice. I did I did tag you in it. You probably haven't watched it yet. I did a good routine last night. One of the audience members, I got him to name a playing card.
Right.
I said, if he was holding a raffle ticket, which hand would you hold it? And he said, I think he said right. And I said, what was the number on the ticket? What was the 4 digits on the ticket?
Right.
I think he said 4291 or 19.
Yes.
And I told him then to go to my Facebook, and 6 hours previously, because you know Facebook tags the time that you put a post up, I'd made that prediction.
Right.
I made that very prediction, which
Yeah.
I got a good round of applause for, and everybody was impressed. And,
Good.
You
You seem to be quite good
at
it's getting your name out there and getting the jobs. I've just noticed some emails from Ross. I'll come to that in a moment, Ross. All right. It's getting your name out there, isn't it? That's the hardest thing about. But no one's making any money. I mean, the new karaoke I'm doing, I'm going in at less, just over half my wages of what I was getting before. But I want to be doing it. So, and the pub's not got a lot of money to
Chris,
throw around.
I'm not a money orientated person.
No, neither am I.
To be truthful.
Neither am I.
If I've got enough to survive, I'm all right. So, I mean, magicians are very bitchy, I suppose you could say. Very bitchy, he's going, we've got a magician down the road, he's working for this, he should be charging this, should be charging that, he's doing me out of work, that sort of thing. But I don't look that way. I look, if I want to go and do, even if I do it for nothing, I want to go and do a magic show, and I want to do it for nothing.
It's the same. It's the same in the DJ and an entertainment world. It's all the same. People are telling you what you should be charging. No, Sodom. You charge them what you want to charge them and be done with it.
You're
Take
happy
notice
at
of
the end
other
of the
people.
day. When he gives you the handshake, if you're happy, that's all that matters.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
But, that's how I am about it. So, yes, I've just been doing a bit of that. I like that background behind you, Chris. What's a bit weird?
Yes. There's about 75% of the people like it. 25% of them don't. My nephew thinks it looks like an advert for McDonald's.
Yeah, there is an M. There is an M on your right shoulder.
Yeah.
You see it, the blue M.
Yes.
It's like it could be it could be a pair of boobies.
That's actually all the way around. That M is all the way. If I switch to another camera there, they're like 4 M's on there. Sort of, they go like that. This box is playing up a little bit, actually. There we go. I push a button and it takes ages. So you can see there's like 4 M's all around it, like that. 4 M's on there. See, I push a button. It's happening. It's working now. There we go.
It looks like reindeer horns on the bottom as well. But...
Reindeer, yeah, reindeer.
But is it some sort of modern art, is it?
I think so, yeah. It looked good on there. I wasn't sure about it at first, but actually 75% of the people
I like it.
We asked the other day, do you like it or not? And I was surprised at the amount of people that did, so it's staying for a while. It won't be up as long as the flamingos, but it'll be up for a few months, yeah.
All right. When do you start back your karaoke, Chris? By the way?
May the 21st.
All right, I've got some trips to London, so when
May
I'm up
the
there,
21st. Yeah, there's a small door charge of, I think it's £2.50. They weren't sure whether to charge £2 or £3.
Okay.
I said, well, why don't you split it and say £2.50? So I think it's going to be £2. Might be £3. I don't know. But I mean, that's not even the price of a drink, is it? So.
Yeah. Is it a Friday? Is it? Or
it will be Friday night, 7:30 till 11.
I might come and annoy you one night.
Yeah. Let it get going first. Just see how it goes.
Yeah. So that'd be nice, mate. I've got a couple of trips to do to London, so I've got a couple of bookings up there.
Oh right. Whereabouts?
I've got one I've got one in Sussex, actually. It was not that way, but I've got one in Sussex. I'm going to do a second audition for the Magic Circle.
Yes.
I've got one in Mill Hill.
Oh, yes, yeah.
It's a birthday party. It's someone I know, actually. It's quite a good pay.
Yeah.
And then I've got a corporate do in Hendon, I think it is.
Right.
That's a corporate do. It's, but they're having a business meeting, and I'm the entertainment, I'm the floor show after sort of thing. Well, 45 minutes, only for 45 minutes. 45 minutes show,
yes,
stage type show, and then an hour's walk around.
Okay.
So it's good money. It's a good 400 quid. So
when you say the hour's walk around, is that where you like do table tricks like cards and things like that?
Yeah, it's called table hopping. It's table tricks and comedy and.
May I ask, how much is something like that pay, or don't you want to say? You don't have to say.
I'm not saying what. That was a good payment. That's for you can. It all depends what it's for a corporate do. You're looking anything from 300 to 600. 700.
Okay, that's very different though. Corporate dues, isn't it? They've got the money to spend.
They've got the money. They've got the money.
And of course, you've got your travelling in there. Presumably, will you have to stay in London for that, or what?
I don't know whether I'll stay overnight. Or I'll drive back. But
right.
I mean, my Zoom shows, Chris. To be honest, my Zoom shows they've been £10 a ticket, and sometimes you might get 10 there, so you make 100 quid. Then I did one, and I got 30 there, so it was 300 quid.
Oh, okay.
On the Zoom, I got 30 on the Zoom.
Very good.
And I'm not going nowhere. I'm just sitting at home in my little studio, like you, doing it from there, doing the magic. It's all interactive magic. They take part. A couple of them I send parcels to as props that they'll need. So I mean, the Zoom shows are good. It's just you can't charge much, can you? You've got to set a price per person rather than
But it doesn't matter. It's the same as me doing this. Doesn't matter. We're doing something we love.
That's right, mate. Yeah, I get to practice new tricks. I get new tricks that I've learned. I get to. I mean, I go every week. I go on the Sussex Magic Circle, which I like because I'm performing the tricks. There's public in there, but there's also other magicians in there who are going to be performing on the Zoom.
Right.
So I get to perform magic tricks, and then after we have a chat, and I get to get the reaction from not the magician. The public's left then.
Yes.
From the magicians. So I can say, how well did I do that? What's your ideas? I could have done this better, could have done.
Yeah. How fascinating.
Constructive criticism. Right, I bet they go, Chris, because I know you're such a busy man, and there's fans kicking your door in. And
do what you love, and don't worry about what other people say. That's what I say, Roy.
That's right, mate. That's right. Yeah, you'll always have friends. You'll always have enemies.
See you, Roy. Good luck.
See you, my dear. It's been a pleasure for you.
Bye-bye.
It's been a pleasure for you.
There we are. Roy on his does a lot of magic. There's a load of messages here from Ross. I'm sorry, I've missed these out, Ross, for a while. Ross says, on the subject of the plants, because Ross works at Tesco's, he says, in the canteen at work, they put all the old plants in there for the staff to take. Most are dying, but I grab loads and put them in bigger pots. 99% of the time, they burst back into life. I've got loads of free stuff. That looks lovely. Oh, yes. I mean, generally, you see a plant that's like that, just give it some water. They come straight back up again. And Ross says he does lorry loading. He says, I'm exactly the same as Leo. I load and unload my van with shopping about 12 times a day and come home absolutely shattered. It's a non-stop physical work, and COVID has sent orders through the roof. It's very slowly coming down, but we are doing 3 times the amount of orders before COVID. Me and other shop workers are just tired out now and want this to end and get back to normal. Why don't they just take people out there, Take people out there. Ross carries on. When I was at Future Radio, someone at the station with friends with the producer at the BBC Six Music, they got a copy of the entire BBC Six Music audio archive, all in WAV format, was about 20 terabytes full of music. That's a lot, isn't it? 20 terabytes. There was someone who was trying to call in earlier, finishing 4-1. If you want to call in now, I can take you, okay? I was going to go now, but I don't mind talking to you on the phone a little bit longer. Silicone. Yes, it's silicone, isn't it? Not mastic we were talking about earlier. That tube of stuff. Thank you. Ross says you should get Tommy Boyd on to talk about idents and presentation. He used to do the continuity bits on CITV. I've lost contact with Tommy Boyd. Yeah. He was a lovely man to work with at Play Radio, of course. Tommy was at Play Radio and I did a little bit. As you were, I think you've got the tapes, haven't you, there? Let's take a call. Finishing 4-1. Good evening.
Hello, can I order a Chinese takeaway, please?
Hello, Chinese takeaway. What number you want, please? What number? You want number 35? Prawn bowl, packet roll, you want veggie burger, and chips.
I've just had a lovely Chinese.
Have you? Who's that anyway?
Do you not tell?
No, it just says 4-1 in front of me.
Oh, Chris, I can't believe.
Oh,
you don't
get on with
recognise
it.
my
Don't do
voice.
the whole guessing name thing or I'll cut you off. Who is it, bitch?
No, don't. Anyway, it's Danny.
Danny.
Danny Drayton.
Hello, Danny. All right, love. Thank you, Danny. That's all you had to say to. Do you know? Honestly,
I know.
the times I get that, like you'll get a message or something from someone, it would just be a number in front of you, and you can't. You've got to be talking a while. I would have got your voice in the end, of course, because of your radio
He would have
stuff.
done. I should have gone reach on air.
This
And he would have
is
got me.
Reach on It. This man does a lot of jingles for people on Reach on It. Same as me. We all do stuff because we love doing it. There's no charge or payments involved or anything like that. I mean, I think do you not know anyone with instruments, Danny? You could do some sung jingles.
Yeah, if only I had the talent to be able to be that creative, I would do it. But I've tried it. I've actually got some that I've done, and they're absolutely shocking.
Are they? Are they really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Go on,
So,
oh, you've got to play them.
You know that hear my see my voice program, and you hear that real appalling singer. It sounds like that.
Are you watching that?
No, I'm watching you.
No, I mean, do you watch it? It's on Saturday nights, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I have been watching a little bit of it.
Right, I can't make up my mind. I just wish the bloody statues would smile a bit. They look so miserable standing there. I understand that because, you know, a smile or a frown might give the game away. But honestly, they look so miserable standing there, don't they? It's almost like watching Naga Manchetti and bleeding Charlie in the morning. They always look miserable in their lives.
I don't watch them at all.
You know,
don't watch them at all. But what I was ringing up about was you were talking about gifts. You know, funny gifts. I adopted an elephant for my mum for her birthday.
Oh right, yeah.
She was absolutely livid. It wrecked the garden. Yeah, no, but I'll tell you what I did get her, though. I did get her for Mother's Day this year because I live 250 miles away from her. Where
is she?
She lives down right on the south coast in a little place called, very near Lymington.
Okay. What's it called?
So, Everton.
Everton? No, don't know that. Never heard of that.
Everton near Lymington. If you say Everton, everyone thinks like
the
Everton
football club.
up
Yeah,
north,
yeah.
But it's not. But anyway, so this year, because we couldn't go down there for Mother's Day and stuff, and I keep sending, as you just said, really expensive boxes of flowers and stuff, which then die, I thought I'd get her something that would be really, really annoying that she couldn't put away because I'm always going to question her about it. So I got her. She always calls me her greatest showman.
Right.
So I got her. You've seen them. It's like a teddy bear with your face on it.
No, I haven't seen this.
It's called a Snugsy.
Oh, I must write this down. A Snugsy.
Yeah, snugsy.co.uk, I think it's from.
Thank you. Yes.
.com. And you give your face pot. You send a picture in, and you get it sent direct to the recipient. And she had it, and I got my sister videoed her opening it. It was absolutely hysterical. And now I'm just sat in her lounge next to her watching TV, and she absolutely loves it. So I can't be with her. I'm just trying to
find that. I can't find that. Snugsy, Snugsy. Yeah?
It's Z.
Oh. Z.
Snugsy.
Oh, what? Z at the beginning? Or
ZY, is it? Something like that?
Oh.
Snugsy.
Snugsy.co.uk, is it?
I think it is. It's a yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Show some love for your bestie with our official friends, mini-me's. That's the advert. Oh, yeah. I see. And you can have your face put on it. That would have made a good bingo prize when we were doing a bingo, I think.
Yeah, about 45 quid. But, right, if you were to buy a bunch of flowers and have them, like, interfloral or whatever, or next flowers, it costs you the same.
I know. You certainly know it when you end up paying for them.
Yeah. So it's absolutely great, and I get pictures every now and then sent of me either sat at a table, and I said that you've got to take me out, and I've been out to the park and stuff. They put me on swings and stuff. It's great. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
If you ever want to buy flowers, Danny, for someone that will last, get them orchids. Honestly, they come into flower and they are there for weeks. And weeks and weeks. And if the person is able to keep them going, and they really require, you've got to be so careful with the watering. Like you put on like an ice cube. You can put an ice cube on there, let it melt. That's the weekly water. That's all you need. Very little water. But if you can keep them going, they come back again.
Well, that's good. I'll tell you what, I bought my missus some flowers last year, and she's still got them now.
What flowers are they?
There's a bag of plain and a bag of self-raising. Sorry.
You should be on the stage. You could be a comedian. Keir Starmer wants to be a comedian in wallpaper shops.
Who did?
Keir Starmer. He wants to be a comedian in wallpaper shops. Someone posted a picture of Keir, the old Boris wallpaper row that's going on.
No, I don't watch the news that much.
Oh, do you not? Okay. So someone posted up a picture of Keir Starmer in a wallpaper shop, right? And the meme, the little caption at the top was, "What in here is more boring, the wallpaper or Keir?"
Very good. Hey, why have you got? I've not watched the whole show, but why have you got a Karcher dryer blade thing behind you? What's that all about?
Oh no, I was cleaning my windows today. And I said, it's so easy. It's much easier, not necessarily with a Karcher, but the old rubber blade thing, rather than a bottle of spray and a cloth. And you spray the window, and then you start rubbing, and there's always a mark left that you can't get rid of. If you use like a spray.
Yeah, we've got one. We love it. We love these things.
You got the Karcher, have you?
Yeah.
Fantastic, aren't they? They do other products
as edition one. It's black.
Right. They do other products as well, don't they? I think patio cleaning and spray jet things.
They start off as jet washers. They're good.
Yes. I was told you mustn't use one of those on a caravan because you can get, with the pressure of the water.
Don't use it. It wrecks your seals. I've got a caravan and I won't use it on that.
Oh, have you? Where is yours?
Up at the storage yard.
Oh, right, okay.
It's a wobble box. It's a Tourer.
Oh,
You've
right,
got
yeah.
static, haven't you?
Yeah, mine's static. Talking of seals, I must admit, I've noticed my caravan's very old. I only paid $8,000 for it. It's lovely. I love it.
Did you?
I love it, right? But I noticed around the edges where someone has already put in, like, clear sealant stuff where the sort of join is. And there is a bit coming out around the doors. So really that needs to be done. It's not something that I would attempt, though, because I will muck it up. Yeah,
if you go to a caravan service engineer, they'll sort all your seals and your weatherproofing out.
Yeah, that's an idea, isn't it, actually? Yeah, very good idea. My brother-in-law does a lot of my stuff.
As soon as you get water getting in there, it's a nightmare.
Yeah. The floor goes soggy, doesn't it?
Floor goes soggy, everything, yeah. I could talk about caravans for hours, like get me going on caravans.
Could you?
Could have a whole show on caravans.
Well, we could.
Caravanning.
If this was the beginning of the show, we could have done that. What a shame! I did have water coming in somewhere. The sealer had gone at the bottom of the door, and there was a veranda pushed up against the door. So, of course, what was happening? The water goes on the veranda, hits that, and heads towards the door, and then comes in, and the floor got soggy. It got bouncy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it goes all soft and spongy.
Yeah.
As soon as that does, you get the old capillary action, and it pulls the water in more.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened to my brother-in-law.
Word.
He cut out a bit of the...
Capillary was a big word.
Very good word. I think you should use that in your shows this week, several times.
Well, I'm doing a breakfast show tomorrow. Not that I'm plugging on your show.
No, you can do that. You can do that. I can put an ad up.
With Dickie Bourne in the morning.
I can put a little ad up with the name of the station. I let it be Alan Ross's show. But that's where Danny Drayton is tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. What time is that?
8 o'clock with the Dickie Bourne breakfast show, but I'm his sidekick tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'm there. It's really great fun because we're on a Skype call. We're not in the same studio. We're on a Skype call, and we'll be talking about things like in between the links, while the music's playing.
Yeah.
And we'll say, right, we'll do this, we'll do this. And then what I do is I go totally off piste. So we'll discuss something, and I'll try to throw him. Oh, there you go. It's on the screen now. There you go, Alan Ross.
Yeah, I've only got
amazing.
Yeah, I've only got Alan's show and my show, and Alan's on tonight, so it kind of made sense. But that's where we can find you tomorrow morning. Is that 1 or 2 hours? That one?
2 hours.
2 hours show. That one. Good.
2 hour show. Yeah, and then I'm on Sunday morning for my little breakfast show at 9 o'clock. I've got a little slot.
Right. What's that? 9 till 10, is it?
Just 9 till 10, yeah.
9 till 10, yeah. Lovely. Danny, you've got a proper radio voice. I tell you whose voice is good. Dickie's voice is very good, isn't it? Dickie Bourne.
Dickie, I tell you what, he's got a very pronounced voice.
Yes.
I always say that.
Yeah.
He's good. He's
voice.
really, really good.
Good.
He's really good.
All right, Danny,
Well, look,
nice to talk to you tonight.
Thank you for taking the time to talk to me today.
Well, look, we're going to have to do caravans, dear. We're going to do a caravan
definitely.
phone-in show.
The caravan show.
The caravan. I tell you what, I did consider having a proper roof put on because I haven't got like a pitched roof. It's an old caravan. There's not much insulation there, but it was like $3,000, $3,000 or $4,000.
Yeah.
I know they put insulation.
It was gone down in price. You started at 8.
What? No. The roof, dear. The roof.
$8,000.
If I had the roof done.
Roof.
You know the roof.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's about $3,000 or $4,000. But they do. They put insulation on top of your existing roof, I think, and then they build this pitch thing over the top of it.
That's it.
Which would be a nice thing to have, and then of course you can have it clad all around the outside. Again, a couple of grand to do that. But if you was to have this done, of course, a lot cheaper than going out and buying a brand new one. Which start at like $25,000. I mean, who's got that to spend? Answer: no one.
No one. No.
It's all blooming loans, isn't it? It's all loans and that.
Isn't it just? Well, look. Thank you very much. The pleasure's probably been all yours. And thank you so much.
Have a good show tomorrow, Danny.
So, take care, boss.
Cheerio now. Bye. I hope he's going to try some of those sung jingles. Ross Patzel's just emailed again in, and he says, I'm going to clip that of you singing the intro and use it for my intro instead of the original one. You do it. You do that. You did that. Thanks so much to Fran Green. She's just sent in a message. Apparently, there's a free Greg's Roll every Friday or Saturday via some sort of O2 thing. It's a rewards thing. So, O2 priority. Who's got that? Enjoy a free Greg's sausage roll or a vegan sausage roll with your reward. Friday and Saturday. Released at Friday and Saturday until the 31st of July. Oh, so if you've got O2 priority, you might do a little search of that on the old Google and see what you can find about that, okay? Hello to Shania. Good evening, Shania. Welcome to our little show. It's nearly finished now, my darling. Look at the time, dear. Rachel's gone. She's got work in the morning, so thank you, Rachel. And Ollie says, tell Danny I'll be there. Ollie K will be with you tomorrow, Danny. All right, we're looking after you tomorrow morning. Well, we're finished there, gang. We've gone on far much longer than we usually do. I must say, nearly 2.5 hours. And I haven't got through any of the sort of stuff that I've got listed up there. I sometimes think to myself, what do people think? You're chatting away about this. When is he going to get to this subject? Well, the fact is, sometimes we don't. It's funny. I spend quite a lot of time getting things ready to talk about. And we often never get there. And it's happened tonight with the wonderful calls. And, I'd much rather be talking to you on the phone rather than listening to the boring crap that I come out with. But I do spend a lot of time sort of getting stuff ready. And sometimes we don't get to it. But I kind of carry it over sometimes, both onto the radio show, perhaps, and the next video show, which next chat show will be for you on Monday night at 8 o'clock, okay? On this channel, next chat show, Monday night at 8 o'clock. And Fran says, on the subject of the free pasties, you can find that at Hot Deals UK. Hot Deals UK. So advice from a hot lady about Hot Deals UK. Is that right, Fran? I think it might be. That's it for the show tonight. Thanks very much for joining us. Thank you ever so much for your wonderful phone calls tonight. Could you just hit the little like button on the way out? I'd appreciate that just before we go. The little like button, the thumbs up thing at the bottom of the screen there on the way out, and that helps with the YouTube algorithms. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you again on Monday night at 8 o'clock for another chat show. Thanks for watching and listening. Cheerio now.